Straight Riffin is filmed in front of a live internet audience.
I am riffing. Mitch is riffing. What more can I say? Straight riffing. Do you know how fucking desperate I am for some comfort in my life? I need that pillow.
This show is intended for mature audiences only.
I've seen a lot of dicks.
I don't know how much more disgusting this experience could get.
Are you really not having a good time?
I'm having a fantastic time. I just can't believe how disgusting you
I
are.
kept yelling, I'm not gonna whip my dick out. We talked about that. I'm not gonna do that.
Featuring your host, Mitch Marzoni.
I don't walk around going like, hey, I'm really weird. Look at me, I'm weird. As far as I'm concerned, I'm perfectly normal. It's a litmus test for freaky.
And Teddy Tutson.
I'm a hate mercenary. Yeah.
All right. Hate mercenary.
Hater for hire. Hater for hire. I should put on video guys.
There are two victimless crimes, all right? One, jerking off when your window's open. Two, necrophilia.
I'm confessing to a large-scale crime.
Okay, all right.
now.
Legs akimbo, engaged in sexual discourse.
Come on, man. What kind of guest are you?
It's archived for posterity.
Great internet.
So it'll come back to haunt you every day.
Yikes.
It's time to riff.
Oh, that is right, bitches and motherfuckers. It is July 23rd, 2012, episode 71, and it is time to riff the fuck on. I am your host, Reverend Mitch, and with me, as always, is the hater for hire, the difficult brown Mr. Teddy. TMI. Tutson, how the fuck are you, sir?
Oh, man, I am exceptional right now. I'm on that I am riffing right now, son. On that straight up, just come inside your home, Dark Knight Rising, Chris Nolan in the building riffing, son. What's good, Mitch?
This time I caught the reference.
You got it.
Son
You
of a
got it,
bitch.
man. It took you 71 episodes,
I
bitch.
get it. I got it.
Yeah,
Every
yeah.
once in a while it happens. It's cool.
Blue Moon.
Our special guest this evening, you know him mostly from collegehumor.com. You might also know him as a stand-up comedian. Please give a warm welcome for Mr. David Futernick. How the fuck are you,
Hello.
sir?
Oh, I'm well. I have to correct you, though. I've never stood up
Oh!
and said comedy before.
Don't.
I'm a trained
Sorry,
actor.
it says actor/comedian everywhere you look. So
It's true.
In your head, you think, oh, okay, so he does stand-up comedy as well. Okay.
You're more of the
Comedic
classically
dash actor.
Shakespearean
Yes.
comedic actor, if
Yes.
you will.
Yeah.
Yes, the John Leguizamo, if you will.
Is that?
I would not compare yourself.
No, please, no. Can we
your
go?
own-
No,
for your
can
own
we?
good.
Can we explore this further? Are you like? I'm just imagining a young Dave Futernick just like watching John Leguizamo, and wasn't he in Spawn? Was that
Yeah.
him? in
Was.
Spawn?
Oh, God, yeah.
And just like watching Spawn and being like, one day,
Puerto
Rican one day.
That's what, Mom, that's what I want.
like,
I want that guy's career.
Right? If you just like showed that to your parents, like I figured it out finally, and like what? Like just watch it, like fucking Spawn is up on the screen. Like no, not the hell, dude. But that weird Puerto Rican dude.
That weird, fat Oompa
purple.
Loompa.
Yeah. Wasn't he purple? I think. He was
Yeah.
Purple. I don't know. Hard to
Man,
say.
that could
Yeah,
be
yeah.
that could be me. Please don't squash this dream again.
Leguizamo, if you're listening, you are my idol.
That is, man. I,
That's,
like,
you
I
know,
imagine like opening his closet.
that's
and there's
a
just,
first.
like you know, the WB sitcom style. There's just a bunch of pictures of Leguizamo somewhere in his closet, just all
Yeah,
cut
yeah.
out. He's-
Leguizamo Shrine.
Yeah, he should put his face over all kinds of people in pictures with Leguizamo.
Over picture, like posters of porn stars, but it's Leguizamo's face, yeah.
yeah.
I loved your one-man shows.
Yeah.
So many characters.
Tell me again about growing up in Brooklyn. Oh, well, I don't know what.
I do like this very interesting, flattering fan voice the two of you have come up with. For this is nice.
Yeah, that's the
It's very-
that's the go-to fanboy voice, isn't it?
I loved you in that day. You're the best. Oh my God.
That's actually that's a little bit beyond fanboy. That's full on just weird, like having a crises fanatic. It's like people
Yeah.
meeting Michael Jackson is that voice.
Yeah, that's like
Fanboy
some
is
Selena,
more like
Selena shit.
I love you.
You know what?
You're my favorite.
See,
Like it's, you know.
we've discussed this before, but like that whole I mentioned, like I saw what happens when Johnny Depp just rolls up at a movie premiere and like people go from very calm and sedated, and then he just steps out and just like that voice,
There you go.
they just lose their shit.
Yeah.
And like I had never really just seen it, and I still can't comprehend it, you know, because I see that, but then I think about watching the old school Michael Jackson concerts where people just would pass out and just have to be carted out or just stretchered out, like in Budapest or whatever. And I was like, what is happening in your brain that like what like you just cannot handle?
It was all too much.
It's just like you literally have to be rendered unconscious
Right.
because your brain is like, no, you're gonna die if you see any more of Michael Jackson performing right now.
Well,
Right.
that's why that's where I maintain that the important thing is to be out of touch, like to be out of contact. The more like, you know, I'm just an everyday guy. Like if you'd never see just Michael Jackson at the deli, you would have never seen it. Would never have happened. Never in all of his life.
I'll have the turkey sandwich.
Yeah, and you'd be like,
All
"Who
right.
the shit is that, Jacko?" That's how you always. That's how you always knew it was a Michael impersonator because it was like, is he in public? Yes. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, right.
Like he's
Is
not
he doing
surrounded. He's not flanked by
normal people
6,000
things?
security guards. Like this is a guy who had better fucking security than the president all over the world. He'd have like marches in the street, and he was in the middle of 50 guys waving. Now, so when you see him like just on stage by himself, pop up out of the ground and go, ah! It was like, holy shit, he's real. Like I can imagine.
Right.
That's what your brain is going through. It's like, oh my god.
Like the Loch Ness monster or something. You're like,
Right.
oh, it exists.
And I bet
Like
that's
if
basically
Nessie
what
knocked on
happened.
your door and was like, shh, let me in. I gotta talk. And
Yeah.
you were like,
Yeah.
okay,
Right.
okay.
Like you could be leaving the house with a camera in your hand, and then you just open that, and then Bigfoot's just cold chilling on your porch,
Yeah.
like, "What up?
What's up?
Hey, and you're not taking any pictures, man. You're gonna be stupefied at that moment.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, most likely. But I just like, so is there like, I cannot
What's the
fathom
guy's name? It's killing me. That was in Harry's and the Hendersons.
who.
Oh,
John,
Oh,
right? Oh, I
Riffopolis. Come on.
I wanted to say Leguizamo.
It's,
Like, I know it's not
it's
that, but
definitely
his name is in my
Lithgow.
Lithgow. Thank
There
you.
it is. Well
Okay.
done, Dave.
See, now I have to back up because here's what the joke would have been in that moment was, aren't you supposed to be at Lithgow's place? But see, now it's killed.
You've ruined it. Everything.
I was like sitting there going, God damn it, I need that actor's name.
that topical Harry and the Hendersons joke.
You always got to have one in there, you know? Just
Been
waiting.
holding it onto
Oh,
that for
man.
20 years.
Thing was on deck, man. Fired up, ready.
That fucking arrow was real sharp in the quiver.
Aaron
You
Burr. Aaron Burr.
just tore your
Yeah,
bicep
very
right
much
as you were
the
trying
same
to
thing.
shoot.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
tough. I'm just like that whole geeking out thing. Like I'm trying to think if I had any comparison to just like I would pass out if I saw someone doing something.
Well, no, I don't.
Because it's like, this is like,
out.
right? Like, let's say you took whatever athlete I hold in the greatest esteem or whatever. I've never, like, watched them play the sport and just, like, I can't watch you throw another pass. Oh, it's too much. Like,
See,
I just,
that's
like, get
just
stretch it out of the stadium. I've never reached that level.
That's why they can't be Michael Jackson level, because it's like, you know where you can find that guy any day of the week.
Right.
You need to, like, you'd never know where to find Michael Jackson unless he was doing a concert and you didn't even know when he was going to be in town. And
Right.
believe me, when he got there, you knew, because it was on your news. You know what I mean?
Who do you geek out the most about? Who's their biggest, like, celebrity, I guess, or pop culture icon geek out?
Probably Steve Buscemi. I've been obsessed with. I was a very weird child. I was obsessed with
You
Steve Buscemi
yeah.
from an early age.
Wow. It's really not a joke anymore that he showed his parents Spawn. I feel like now it's like a real
actually-
biographical tidbit now.
And you
He
haven't,
has
you
a
never
look
met
to my
him?
soul. No, no.
No connections.
What's your
connections.
fascination with Steve Buscemi?
I think.
Other than he's awesome.
Other than he's.
Yeah,
amazing.
okay. If we could dive underneath the obvious.
Right. I mean, I was a big Reservoir Dogs fan from an early age, so I think that had a lot to do with it. And also, like, you know, let's be honest, I was not going to be a leading man growing up, and I loved seeing a guy like that just doing the thing, you know?
You knew that at a young age. You were like, this is not leading man material. At 8 years old, you were like, this, not a
I was
leading
like,
man.
I'm going to be the friend. I'm going to be the friend.
That is going.
That's going on the board,
That
though.
is a sad way to get on the board, my friend. But it's accurate, no doubt.
That's if that was me saying it, Teddy would have said that's going on your tombstone. But
So
Probably
what-
not a good way to start off the thing by telling you about your tombstone. So that's why he could say it to
Hey,
me. But it's
we're all
so
gonna die, man.
but
We're all
as
gonna-
as a child you were like I'm gonna act. That's what I'm gonna do.
I'm gonna be
Make
an
comedy
actor.
films.
I think. Well, I guess Pee Wee Herman too was like a big influence on me. I was like, I wanna be weird and make people laugh.
So what age?
Yeah.
Fair.
What age did you just say like you go from just being like like this is a silly thing to
Right.
being all right, I'm in, because I feel like everyone kind of has that definitive age where they're like I know I want to be a
Right.
performer of some kind.
I think when I started doing like children's theater, and I started like realizing like, oh, this isn't just fun. Like maybe I could make money doing this. Like this is something that I could do for my future.
Now, what town was this in?
What's that?
What town was this in?
Hartford, Connecticut.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which used to be called New England's Rising Star, and our mayor, last mayor, got accused of fraud. So
Tough.
they took all those signs down to
Oh, you had like real signs up.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
man,
it was a real thing.
You hit some real bragging.
They-
Tough.
So that star stopped rising. Now it's just
Oh, big
leveled
time.
off, or what?
Well, we
That's
had
a cold day.
Connecticut will rise again.
cold day.
we're gonna be second to Boston,
Oh,
and then they're like, well,
man.
not so much.
How did that shit go down? I want to know more about the side. I'm sorry. Like let's
How do you not have a bio prepared on the Connecticut mayor? Seems like you know all the
come on,
I'm
mayors.
sorry, man. That's what's slipped into my radar.
My
Or
favorite
governor,
thing
I
was,
guess. Would
well, so
state, sorry.
well, so we had an NHL team called the Hartford Whalers.
Yeah.
And they left. Oh, big Whalers guy.
Yeah, fucking Whalers, baby. Let's
Oh,
go.
you were the 5 people that went to
Yeah.
the game.
No,
I
that's
bought all the jerseys.
that's Teddy's celebrate. That's Teddy's like celebration. All right, something sports.
Yeah.
Let's confuse
Yeah.
Mitch for a
Hey,
while. That's
I used
what
to
that's,
play NHL
that's like a-
'93, baby. I used to play
a
with the
small
Winnipeg
victory.
Jets. Shout out to my man Thomas Steen.
All right.
All right.
All right, so-
anyway, so this team left. I don't know why you would want to leave Hartford, Connecticut, the metropolis.
The rising star.
The
of
New England's rising star. And then, like a couple years ago, there was like buzz that the Penguins wanted to leave Pittsburgh,
Oh, I
and our
remember that.
mayor wrote like a public letter, like urging them to come to Hartford, and they were basically just like, "We're cool. We'd rather be in Pittsburgh
Oh,
than be in Hartford, Connecticut."
That would be the best press release of all time. If you get this heartfelt plea, this open letter from the mayor of Hartford, and then the fucking Pittsburgh Penguins just official press release is, we're cool.
We're cool in Pittsburgh, the
That's like
shithole of the
you-
universe.
You ever do that thing where you're around where you're around like a very eager, unattractive girl, and you just go asexual? You're like, I don't even have a penis. Got that taken. That was just that 5 years ago they took it away, and I don't even not interested in tits. Like then a
Yeah.
hot girl walks in, you're like, fuck, what do I gotta do? Just like that. you know?
Sure.
Right.
Don't act like you've never done this, Teddy.
No, baby.
That's
I'm
an
saying.
apt analogy.
Yeah.
Yes,
If all of a
that's-
sudden, Rochester walks in, yeah, you're gonna be springing to attention, no doubt. But Hartford, boo, boo.
Yeah, exactly. That's where you. So you
Syracuse,
go like,
right.
actually, we're not like formally trying to leave. We were just saying like maybe, but I'll keep your number in mind.
This is just to
Yeah,
let
yeah.
you know that I am valuable, and you need to know that I know that you know.
Right. Well,
Yeah,
maybe we
yeah.
can be friends. Actually, you know what? I'll call you like. We don't even need to hang out. Like we can be pen pals, or you know.
Dude, that shit about taking down the sign is so funny to me. Like I love that cities embrace the things that they have the pride about, and they put up the fucking signs like, yeah, this is our thing, and we're rocking it.
But why? But why
But,
do
like-
that over the mayor? Like it's just.
No,
that's
it wasn't
one-
about the mayor, was it?
That's what
It
you
was
were
the
saying.
mayor. Yeah, it was the mayor.
Oh, that's-
Is
Yeah.
it because that was his slogan? or
Although we
something?
also
I
had a
mean-
governor who also got accused of tax evasion, and he had to leave office as well.
Connecticut's
so.
had some interesting history in terms of they're like very at the front of getting clean elections and stuff. A lot of reform there. They've had a
Yeah.
lot of fraud up close and personal,
yeah.
bro. Connecticut, 2 thumbs up for fraud. Not anymore though.
We're
Kudos
not all
on that.
Martha Stewart and
Fraud as well too. man.
lobster cookouts. We're our cities are shitholes.
Wait, oh man, is that the official Connecticut? That'd be the greatest. We're not all Martha Stewart and lobster cookouts.
Yeah, we're also poverty.
I don't know. I'd put that on the side.
How are you
Yeah.
not
I'm
right?
gonna say the Martha Stewart and the lobster cookouts sound
Get out of
pretty
that,
all
yeah.
right on their
If
own.
any politician from Connecticut is listening right now, please, I have some ideas, okay?
Don't bury the lead. They got lobster cookouts.
Linda McMahon wants to run for Senate again. I've got your fucking PR wizard right here. It's not just Martha and lobster cookouts.
Linda, I will pile drive.
Does
I
it,
will pile drive the current administration.
is this with the caveat that you don't actually have to go back there yourself?
Yes.
Okay, I was just
Actually,
checking.
well, I won't say that. I just got back from visiting, so.
This is why everything is so fucking fresh now. Now it makes sense why he's like, I have got slogans for days, bitches.
I'm walking the streets like, I know what to put there.
What the fuck happened?
I don't know.
What's all that about?
I think Connecticut
Uh-oh.
got
Whatever
to the
you
ghost.
just did,
I
don't do
know
it
what
ever
did.
again.
I don't know what happened.
That hurt my ears.
Oof, the Hartford gods are angry.
It's not good. So you were doing the
It's the
child
ghost of
theater
Legos.
thing out there,
Doing
and
the
then,
child theater thing, and then I like went to like it's like all levels. Like then I went to a performing arts high school. I did that.
Oh,
then I was
wow.
like, then I'll go to college for it, which I would never tell my parents because I'm very blessed that they paid for my college tuition, but waste of money. Waste of money to go to theater school.
So where'd you go to school then?
Still, you were basted in an acting sauce. That's good.
It's true. Yeah. I went to Marymount Manhattan,
Okay.
New York, Upper East Side. And then I got.
So why didn't you go Broadway? Broadway.
Oh my God. There's so many. We don't have enough time to talk
Okay.
about why you
All right.
shouldn't
We
do
got
theater
plenty.
anymore.
We got
I mean,
plenty of
like,
time. Come on.
I mean,
What's your
wait,
your-
it seems like theater's like big right now. I mean,
Oof. I mean, there's just no money in it.
Is
You
there?
know,
Okay,
I would
well,
have so many professors right now going, David, how dare you talk about the theater like that? But
a
you
lot
know,
of
and
pretentious dicks, that kind of thing.
I guess so, and also just like less and less people I feel like are going to the theater unless it's like a celebrity in the show and it's based on a movie that they love, you know, because that's like the trend now.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
Katie
yeah.
Holmes
Fair,
is jumping
fair.
back into doing a Broadway
Exactly.
show, so
Right.
You know, but I mean, I think it's that sense that theater doesn't have the same cultural level of. It's same thing with boxing. We've talked about Mitch, where boxing used to be at least 20 years ago.
So theater needs a new Mike Tyson. I get
Essentially,
it.
like
Yeah.
theater needs some sort of new surge in terms of cultural relevance because you
I
don't.
feel like they're getting it though. I feel like you hear. I mean, I don't know. I think like 10 years ago, if a friend of mine was like, "Dude, we're gonna go see that new musical, blankety blank," it would have been the weirdest thing I ever heard. But
Right.
today, you could say that, and it would be like, "Yeah, dude, I've been trying to get to that."
That's
I don't
true.
know,
Yeah, that
maybe-
could be
well,
true,
here's
yeah.
here's what. And this
Now,
is-
admittedly, Book of Mormon's not your average theater
Right.
piece,
Sure.
but I
I
mean,
think you've got. I think
you
those
know.
are the kind of things that kind of need to happen. That
you
build
got
a
like
bridge.
Rent and Wicked and,
Well, yeah.
and your that Green Day one, and then there's the Rock
American
of
Idiot.
Ages,
Spider-Man
and
and-
Spider-Man.
yeah, yeah.
But the Spider, I mean, huge flop.
Turn off
huge
the-
flop.
turn
I
off
mean,
the
that was.
dark.
I mean, that was a disaster.
I could have
that
told
fuck-
them. I could have saved them millions of dollars.
but I think that's. I mean, but I
and
think
somebody's
the
life
thing.
apparently,
Right.
right?
Oh my
Or
God,
did the
yeah.
guy live ultimately, or is
Oh,
he
I
just
think
paralyzed?
they live. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
they. No one died, but there was some serious
Like
injuries.
paralyzed, right?
I think this is the thing, though, and this I'm curious about your opinion on this, Dave. Is that I feel with theater you've got the celebrity factor where if you don't have a big name or some sort of because all the things that you listed off, Mitch, they're all either celebrity
Absolutely,
based,
absolutely.
Performer kind of situation, or this huge big budget, production, or this, musical that is just its own engine that it just has
Right.
a life of its own. But in terms of just an actual theatrical small scale production and all those like the smaller theaters kind of flourishing and the smaller kind of troupes and workshops and kind of things popping up, I feel like there's a disconnect between the popularity of something like the Tonys with a Neil Patrick Harris hosting all the
Right.
time versus how much people actually go to the theater as a recreational thing. Do you know what I'm saying?
Exactly,
I
yeah.
feel like that's where it's like, yeah, there's a very elite popularity for theater, but in terms of the masses and the general public, there's a huge drop off point.
I also
Totally.
find that live theater there's very few comedies anymore. Like on the local level, on the smaller level, like the I mean, I don't know about the big ones necessarily.
Yeah.
I'm sure Book of Mormon's mostly a comedy, but
Right.
I don't know. But the local ones I've seen, there's the jokes are peppered in there, and they're
Right.
good, here and there. But it's almost like you're desperate to laugh. So you're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, good, this is the part we're supposed to laugh. I don't know. You think?
Here's the thing about theater. It's way more expensive than a Netflix account or going to see a movie, and I think the average person hears theater and they go, it's kind of lame,
Right.
like
Fair, fair.
they're, like suspension of disbelief. You got like a a big sort of like wooden set and like you don't have your CGI effects and like I just feel like nobody's getting a hard on about going to see like Eugene O'Neill anymore. You know, nobody's like, I gotta see that production of Long Day's Journey into Night. You know.
Yeah, it is a fair point. I just wondered if it seemed like there was a trend towards it or not. I don't know.
I would love for it to be. I mean, ideally like this is gonna sound so fucking pretentious, but like theater is like totally the actor's medium. Like that is like if you're an actor, you get your nut off doing theater for sure more than doing film and TV. Film and TV is a director and editor's medium, and you're doing the same shit over and over and over and over again, and you have no clue how you're doing or you know or what it looks like. Yeah. But theater, you go out there after your rehearsals, and that's it. You know, that's your show now. So it's exciting, but it's just not gonna pay the bills.
So if you do a lot of look at your sketches and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So have you always had a more because you get the actor / comedian like Minch was saying earlier.
Right,
so
right.
where do you fall more on the actor spectrum? Do you feel like you're kind of the more dramatic side, but you can do comedies, you know, that you have a comedic flexibility, or do you have I feel like Steve Carell is a good example, who's a very actor / comedian kind of type, but he's never really done stand-up. I think he did more sketch comedy with Second City and all that, written a lot of things, but has a great sensibility on both sides. Is that so where do you fall in that kind of range?
I would say, Steve Carell and I are very, very similar. I would say I'm exactly like Steve Carell. Yeah. He and I like pretty much same talent level. Like, you know,
I'm just falling right behind him. I'm just chasing this
I
guy.
cost $12 million less to a movie, so I don't know why they're not banging down my door.
But I bring that Carell magic.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think you're on the right track. I feel like I wouldn't say that like I think of myself as like a serious actor, but like a dramatic actor. But I have that in my repertoire. But I think I got out of college, and you know the college humor stuff started happening almost immediately, and I started going, oh yeah, this is my groove. Like I show up to a set to shoot a comedic short, or or TV show or something like that, and I know what's asked of me, and I'm like, this is my wheelhouse.
So how does exactly the college humor? How did you fall into that? What transpires?
So I went to college with a very, very funny comedian actress named Elaine Carroll, who does Very Mary Kate on College Humor.
Oh, love that one.
Oh yeah. And her husband was hired to start original content at College Humor, and when they started, there was no budget. Sam was directing everything and holding the boom at the same time. And he just started casting any of the actors that he knew. So I sort of was in the right place at the right time, I guess. And it's cool because I sort of saw them take off. And really I saw sketch comedy online sort of take off. It was like 06, 05, 06.
Because I feel like there was you've got funny videos online, and then all of a sudden you've got, and College Humor you guys predated Funny or Die.
Oh, big time, yeah.
I mean, that's all. I mean, the College Humor
my,
was the
my
first.
recollection would be, it was College Humor had like a couple of funny videos and stuff like that, a little bit of skit stuff, but not so much. They were skits specifically. They weren't series. There was no shows.
Yeah,
I remember
it wasn't developed that much.
Yeah,
still. It was all
one of my favorite earlier ones that they did was the Minesweeper.
Oh my God! I was
yeah.
just about to say
the
that is
the
one
real
of
life Minesweeper.
I remember being called.
People
in.
at home, Riffalonians. We'll
yes.
give you the link on the site, but that's the one to watch.
I like that's the one
Golden
that you
Age.
just like you remember that kind of sketch because it's so fucking great. And I remember being called in because my friends saw it and they were like, "You have got to see this." Just dash into the room and I just man.
I feel like where a lot of that changed is much like we were talking about theater and a celebrity gets involved and now everybody's paying attention is like Funny or Die.
Right.
Just the fact that Will Ferrell was like, "Oh, we're doing an online video empire. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't." And I was like immediately going, "Okay, it'll be the one that everybody uses."
Right.
And their first video, of course, went hugely viral. Very funny, but it was like, can you build a whole site on one video? But I think right at that exact moment is when YouTube started going like, "We'll let you like take the money from the ads that we show on top of your videos."
Right.
And in so doing, that's what sort of changed the game. because then people were like, oh, now it matters how many views I have.
Right.
Because I mean, I've been on the internet for fucking half my life, so it's like to the amount of viral things I've seen, way back in the day, especially the things that you share. Anybody remember Duck Job? No,
Duck Job?
Nobody remembers?
Was that a weird porn?
It was an audio file.
Anybody remember Duck
It was
Job?
really nobody remembers Duck Job.
Nobody
Now
remembers.
I'll have to find.
Ripopolis.
Holy
Someone make Mitch feel good about it.
Oh my god! Seriously, that was like the first viral thing. It was like, it was Donald Duck. It was like somebody doing an impression of Donald Duck getting a hand job, and it was called duckjob.wave. And it was just,
Oh shit! It was a
just
wave
yeah.
file?
This
Oh,
is like
wow, that's
90.
Internet 1.0.
This is like 95. Okay, so this is. I'll play a.
You have it still?
I just looked it up.
Oh, yeah. Who's your daddy?
See, if you just type duck job into a search engine, you're gonna find it.
Oh, my God. Oh, yeah, play with my balls. Play with my balls. Oh, that feels so good. Yeah, just roll them around.
Oh my
It's
god!
so
What
good.
is happening?
Oh, my
This sounds like a George Clinton skit.
Yeah.
Like on a George Clinton album.
This definitely sounds like a P-Funk trailer.
Hold on, this is the best part.
Don't move. I'll go get you a towel.
So yeah, I'm just saying, as a for instance, there's Duck Job. There's things like
I
there's a
miss
lot
Duck
of
Job.
these like viral
miss that
videos, photos, things like this.
Yo,
they
Duck
got
Job is gonna make a
huge.
resurgence, son.
Star Wars Boy was
bringing-
before YouTube. All these kind of things that
Sure.
got millions and millions of views, but there's no way to really calculate
bringing-
them because they were just sent from one guy to another.
Right.
And that today they'd I don't know, millionaires. They'd certainly be they'd get a lot of money out
We're
of that.
bringing
You know what I mean?
Duck Job back. Ripopolis. Tell everybody you know.
I literally can't
Summer
believe.
2012 is the summer of Duck Job.
Do you understand that I haven't gotten the look of what's Duck Job in probably a decade or so, at least.
Oh my god!
Like I think the last time somebody said what's Duck
Summer
Job was
2012,
like
new Duck Job.
like late 2000 was the last time somebody was like, "What's Duck Job?" Normally you go, "Remember Duck Job?" and people go, "Oh yeah, Duck Job." Yeah,
If you like Duck
dot
Job,
wave.
you're gonna love Mickey Fuck. From the creators of Duck Job comes Goofy Fucks.
Oh gosh, there you go.
Oh man, that's old school.
Wow.
Fuck me. I don't know. I got nothing.
So
I'm
you
not
were
gonna be able
you
to
were on the
monkey,
internet
but,
back then?
Yeah. I mean,
Oh, boy.
yeah.
He was like,
I've been making
using
websites since I
number
was like
6 on
17.
AOL.
So like,
You're like the guy at the bar that's like, yeah, I've been drinking here since it was a shithole.
Yeah.
It's like some lounge.
Yeah.
Like,
So
we
I've seen the internet do a lot of crazy things.
If we won at the parking lot, we had to grandfather him in with the bar as well.
Right.
Too. As
I
part of
remember
the
when
lease.
there wasn't a Google and you didn't tell somebody to Google something. You'd
Right.
just say, I don't know,
Whoa.
search. And they're like, search
Who
for
are
it
you?
where? And you'd go, I don't know, what do you
Get
use?
out of here. I know
Yahoo,
some
Alta
GeoCities
Vista?
page.
What do you
Yeah,
use?
right.
Yeah.
Jeez, Rip Van
You
Winkle
used,
in
you
the
used
building.
Yahoo, which was powered by Alta Vista.
Yo,
and then
right.
it was powered by Google.
Yo.
And then they were supposed to buy Google, but they were like, you know what?
Fuck all
I
that,
think we're going to
son.
just build our own search engine in-house. We'll let...
Fuck
and that
all
was
that.
That's how Google got all their traffic, was through Yahoo.
We
And then
talking
Yahoo was
about
like, we're
that
gonna...
dog pile search engine, son. What you know about the dog pile, son? Remember that search engine? You don't know nothing about no internet, son.
Here's the thing that I never understood. Why, like, when there was Yahoo/Alta Vista, and that was the biggest one around up until Google, I didn't understand why people used another search engine. Like, why go to some fucking unheard of... Like, why would you use
because
anything
it
but
was
Google
better.
right now, right?
Because it was
Yeah,
better.
yeah.
Like who's going, you know what, Bing, that's what I'm using. I think
Hey,
you're
man,
only
you
using
see
Bing
the,
if
you
it...
see the homepage. This shit's got
If you
like,
install
fucking real-time
Internet...
shit happening.
If you install Internet Explorer, Bing is on there by default. Those are the people using Bing. I don't think anybody else would ever go, you know what, fuck Google. I'm going over to this Bing
Well,
thing.
people over 60 that are just like, I don't know, I just stumbled upon it and it finds things.
Yeah.
God, it's so weird watching old people talk about the future.
Oh,
They get it, like they have. It's just that, like it is that kind of thing where like it just finds things. It's amazing, and you're like it's like the same as like a child when you're like, but they get it and they're like run
Right.
with it, and the old person is just kind of
my-
like bamboozled sometimes, you know.
I told, so I was just home visiting my folks, and I told my mom that I was doing this, and I was like, yeah, I'm doing this podcast, and she's trying so hard to act like she knows what the fuck I'm talking about. She's just like, a podcast, oh, great. I'm like, my parents don't even have iTunes. Like,
Yeah, me and your father used to
Oh.
cast some pods back at the lake
Yeah.
when you were a boy.
Oh, gross, mom.
And then it's
What?
like
I wasn't going.
Oh, Mom.
Trying not to make like any vulgar jokes about your mother. I mean, I was being like it was a thing. Like we're just casting pods,
Mom,
you know.
don't talk about Dad's pods. By the way, it's my parents' 40th anniversary today.
Oh,
so
hey.
happy anniversary.
Big up to the
Futernicks.
Futernicks. There you
Yeah,
go.
shout
All
out to
right,
the
shout
Yes.
outs back.
Way to
So-
go, matrimony.
Yeah,
Way to go.
I'm just saying that the evolution of the web has been an interesting thing to see
Yeah.
from the earlier days when it's funny to me because I can recall when search engines were not as good as they are today, and I looked for things that I just wanted to know about or things that I
talking
saw
about
once
dog
and wanted information about,
Right.
and being really frustrated.
You had
And
to dig. You had to dig a little more.
Dog
like in the
pile.
last 2 years, it occurred to me kind of at random times where I'm like, that thing I always wanted to know about, I'll bet you I could find it now, and I can.
It's so
And I
easy.
won't even have to finish typing out the search.
I know.
And that
We have a
doesn't even-
game based on that actually. If
That
you want to
doesn't
play
even
later.
cover the whole MP3 quest. I mean, when you found a song on the internet, that
my
shit
God.
that shit was work. You usually had to email a dude
Right,
who
right.
ran a site that you found.
Well, I mean, you
And that
guys
was like-
did. I didn't, but yes.
Oh,
you
excuse
did.
me, Methuselah of the internet. I'm sorry. We
You
didn't.
had to look
I had
at
to
the
go to a
where
record
sites.
store.
You had to go to the where sites. Files, where's, MP3s.
Yo, I
hacks,
didn't have the hardware for that
Trojans.
shit, son. I had a Rent-A-Center computer, okay? My man Cameron Stewart had the wares and shit, so like I knew a little bit that game was popping off, B, but that was a very far away thing, you understand what I'm saying? Every now and then I would dabble on the dark side of the
See, I
internet,
used
so I
this
knew
program,
there was more.
I used this
I was
program
the poor
called
black kid
Hotline.
trying to make it, baby.
Hotline was like an early BitTorrent, and it was like you'd fire up this client, and actually, I guess it was kind of like LimeWire. We would search certain folders on your computer. You would tell it blah blah, and it was peer to peer and things like this. And most people that hung out on Hotline were using like their work computer's connection, and they'd bring in just a hard drive of crazy shit because they wanted the new crazy. So it was like it was very meritocracy based, where it was like. I need the latest Photoshop. I have the latest Final Cut Pro, even though neither of those existed back in '97. But
Yeah.
I'm just saying, it was
saw that
like
shit.
that, where it was like, if you had the coolest shit, you could get even cooler shit because everybody was looking for that thing. And so it was
Not
like,
on this end of the table, son. That's how everybody on this table knows
That's
something about
how-
being black. So you know, you was
That's
on the
how
black
I-
end of that, Futernick.
that's
That's
how
where
I-
you was
I'm
at.
from Hartford, Connecticut.
yeah.
Motherfucker.
Yeah. That's how I got my first PayPal account. I got a PayPal account for the sole purpose of sending a guy on Hotline $10 so that I could grab, I think, Photoshop. And so I had it like a week early. It was what we call 0-day wares. And sorry. So I'd have a 0-day. I had
You
0-day
sound like Ben
Photoshop.
Stein to me right now.
I'm sorry. So I had 0-day Photoshop, which meant I was king in any hotline room I went into. Anything I wanted, I'd be like, listen, I need the blankety blank. I got 0-day Photoshop. And they'd be like, you don't. And I was like, look here. And I'd have to take screenshots of like the file size of each thing in there so they could verify it against the official release. Oh, it was
you were
crazy.
such a fucking.
Anyway, I'm just saying I've been around. I've
You
been
are
in the thick
so
of this shit.
fucking deep in the internet. It is like disgusting.
Yeah.
You don't even see us as real human beings. You see us as fucking Matrix code, don't you?
You fucking computer.
Listen, man, I want to. Fucking, I swear to God, I can't get any respect around here.
you fucking computer.
We wouldn't have this podcast if it wasn't for all the years I put in.
I
This is
know.
true.
I'm
This is
just
true.
still processing how fucking deep undercover you
Dude,
are
I'm
on
just
the internet.
that's the surface.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm telling you stuff that people at home might even recognize. I'm not even going into like the crazier shit. So I just can't believe you guys have never heard of Duck Job. But anyway, let's get back to this college humor thing. So it's because I was looking at like you saw you did your 2009 acting reel and your 2011. In 2011, all of a sudden I recognize everybody.
All of a sudden, there's celebrities.
I'm
yeah.
like Danny McBride. I'm like,
Right.
how are you doing a Dungeons and Dragons skit with Danny
Right.
McBride? It's just like, how the fuck did this come to be?
Well, the thing is, I mean, you mentioned Will Ferrell. So originally, like, College Humor was like, we're gonna hire a bunch of writers, we're gonna have a writers' room, and we're gonna do everything in house. And I think that's how they sort of made their name.
So
it
to
was
me.
like a family. It was like a family making
Yeah.
stuff, you know.
Yeah,
So
I
kind of
got
a
you.
real in-house
A
production.
collective.
Right.
Like
A
we're gonna
collective.
we're gonna
I got
start
you.
making people.
And
Yeah,
that was
like,
really like
that's
the charm in the early days, you know. Like I think that really attracted a lot of kids, and it was like, look at these, you know. No offense to my compadres over there, but like, look at these nerdy people that are just like me making comedy, you know.
What are you doing?
I don't know.
Stop
I'm
doing
sorry.
it.
I'm sorry. I don't know what's happening.
Will you stop it?
Jesus,
Uh,
killing me over here.
So anyway, but I think, and then I mean, Funny or Die just came around, and it was like, here's John C. Reilly and something, and and here's Zach Galifianakis doing
Between Two Ferns. Yeah.
And so I think eventually College Humor just had to succumb to the fact that this was sort of what was happening now. So we just started doing, I guess, last year we started doing like some more of those celebrity videos and sort of set up camp out here a little bit. We're mostly in New York still.
Okay. Well, see, I noticed, like, for instance, you're SAG-AFTRA, and I'm like, if you're doing mostly college, I don't know if you've done any, like, actual TV. Because I know that they sold a lot of content off to MTV, or, like, MTV works with College Humor.
Which we don't talk about much anymore.
Well, it was, that was what set up in the, I remember watching that, and you guys were in the office, right? It was kind of based on a bunch of hijinks and antics.
You met the only person in LA that watches MTV.
Thank you so much.
Shake his hand.
Thank
Feel
you.
free.
Thank
there
you.
you go.
Thank you for
there
watching.
I kept it on, baby. Holding it down on the Nielsen's.
I'm sure you
Yeah.
probably still have nightmares about watching that show.
Oh.
It was.
It was like the best of College Humor, or no?
No,
Was it like
it was
you guys-
supposed to
it
be.
was an original
Oh.
kind
So
of.
this was
Okay,
what
all right,
happened.
all right.
So MTV came in. They said, well, yeah, we want to do a show. So College Humor was like, great. What we'll do is we'll have these little lead-ins in the office with the writers, and then we'll just do all sketches, and it'll be mostly a sketch show. And then maybe like a month before it was going to air, somebody, because there's always way too many hands in the pot, was like, let's just do everything in the office and have one sketch a show. And I think that caught everybody off guard, and then it sort of became a completely different thing. And I mean, everybody was fucking 23 years old. Like, what do they know about making a TV show? So it was, I think everybody was a little green. But it was exciting,
You and the
upped
guys from the
profile
state
and
would
stuff.
have a ball. Well, I've seen you work with
totally.
Michael Ian Black. I'm sure that you guys could have minced some words about that exact situation.
I'm sure.
You didn't. You
How many
no.
was it? Just how many seasons did it ended up being on MTV? Was it
Oh
just the
boy,
one?
6 episodes.
I was like, I don't think it went a full season, did it?
No, it was on for 7 years, man. Yeah.
Well, you
Long
know,
run.
one of those.
we were going for that Cheers record.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure
Endurance.
that because I remember the day that was announced, and I was like, oh, they moved beyond just a couple of, because you'd always
Right.
see the videos embedded here and there,
Right.
and so I'm pretty sure that on a traffic scale it was like pre MTV and post MTV, and now you're good without them,
Right.
which is the way to be. Without them is what I mean.
Yes.
Because they're terrible. And
So how much with
now you get the freedom.
with the online sketches in terms of freedoms, and especially the earlier years before you have a lot more sort of celebrity influence
Right.
and
we
big
were
time
bought by a
names.
big company,
Right.
Barry Diller's company, who started his claim to
ICM?
fame, IAC. And his claim to fame is that he invented the made-for-TV movie. And he started Fox Television. Like, he greenlit Married with Children and The Simpsons.
Right.
And actually, word is that he was the basis for Mr. Burns.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's good company there.
So he's a pretty solid guy.
Pretty good.
Well, I would think.
Sorry, Uncle Barry.
No, I would think that somebody who has a forward thinking like that. I mean,
Yeah.
Simpsons and Married with Children were very fucking out there at their
Yeah,
time.
Fox,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, you took a game.
Oh,
Fox
yeah.
was actually a renegade.
If you take the news part out of Fox, it's actually a very solid network, and they've made a lot of
Absolutely.
great decisions.
Oh, Arrested Development.
Yeah.
FX and Fox
Oh, yeah.
combined. You
Yeah.
take the news out, just kick that shit off to its own fucking
You
crazy.
take that dirty propaganda shit out of there.
Yeah,
and,
take it.
Everything
Fucking
is good.
kick that over to its own little,
Get your
segregated.
Hannity and Combs out of my face, and then
Yeah.
Yeah,
Take
we're
all that
good,
shit
we're
out.
good.
It's a solid network,
Yeah.
And that's the weird, unfortunate thing because it's like they're so forward thinking in every other aspect except for
Right.
this fucking retarded older brother with like a really strong right arm or something.
Right,
you know what I
right.
mean?
Yes, exactly.
yeah.
Jeez.
So
So-
we were bought.
Yeah.
And which was good because like the the budgets just went.
Yeah, I know. I've noticed that
You know,
in recent times.
if you
Like,
watch,
Jesus.
like, I mean, you can even past the celebrities, you can see the production value
That's what I'm talking
in
about.
the
I'm
last
not-
3 years
yeah.
has gone like so up. But there's good and bad things when that happens. But I mean,
So is it how does it work with the SAG and after people, are they getting into the thing where it's like, oh, you can't do a web video unless, or is it like a certain amount of people can have, do you know how many of that works or anything like that? that was confusing to me
I
because I
think
was
they
like, I
liked-
wonder, right?
They like to bully people into thinking like, you better go through us if you're gonna make something.
They are
And
such
I may
bullies.
get in trouble for saying this, but I mean, at this point, the majority of actors that are doing stuff for College Humor, SAG, and like and our shoots are not union. So, but you get around it these still because it's the internet. I like it's still
Yeah, that's
like,
why
you know,
that's why I'm
nobody's
confused
really
by it,
regulating
yeah.
this stuff.
Because that's
you know.
where I'm like, I know that they, you TV and movies, yeah, you're fucked. You
Right.
gotta
Oh,
go.
yeah.
But I can't fathom how they're like. I'm sure they're over there crunching the numbers right now. That's why they
Yeah.
combine forces to be like, we got to figure out this internet thing, but to
Right.
somehow make it so everybody has to be in a union and put up a video on the internet. I don't think they'll ever be able to do it. but-
No, they can't. They
Yeah.
can't.
That's
So
why
the-
anyway.
So their bark is louder than their bite because it has to be like they can't possibly say like, "Hey, College Humor, we know what you did." Like
Yeah,
you
but
know,
it's because there's no like whatever it does. It's not on TV.
I mean,
but I guess I
think,
I
like,
would think that you or College Humor whatever as a collective would be like we should be SAG-AFTRA so we can sell these things off to TV shows if we need to.
that is true, but you can still do that as long as you're not using the actual filmed material that you had online. But you could sell a show to a network and just reshoot it as a union project.
Which is how Children's Hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah, Children's Hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it started on YouTube during the writer's strike.
Oh right.
Oh yeah, those
Yeah,
were
something
good
like that.
times for the internet. Great
A lot,
times
yeah, a
for
lot
the
of
internet.
projects popped up like that.
Yeah.
I mean, do you have a favorite of your College Humor videos that you've done? A favorite production that you've been on?
I would say two. There's a series I did with Ben Schwartz from Parks and Rec
Oh yeah. I saw
called
that
High
one.
Times Editorial Office,
that
which was just a pleasure to do. I mean, that was just like we got a bunch of episodes, and that was just so fun. And we were nominated for a Stony Award. I went to the Stony Awards, so that was cool. And there's one
What
called,
the hell is that? A High Times thing?
It's
Stony
the High
Awards?
Times.
Yeah, the Stony
Awards.
Awards.
Yeah.
No, when did you?
You
when-
don't know what the prestigious Stony Awards
I,
are?
sir, am going to hit the riffing pipe, and you. What the Stony Awards? When was this? A couple of years ago, or
This was, I guess like 3 years ago.
okay,
2 or 3 years ago.
What is
And we went. They had us over to the High Times offices and stuff
What
because
is
they were
that
such
like?
a fan of
Were they
It's
like
crazy.
acting out the skits for you?
the outside. The outside.
This
is
guy's
like
your
the sky.
character.
I want to
It's
hear
very-
about the
it's-
Stoner Shangri-La.
It's very very secret. Like the outside is disguised as another office, and I mean, and then you.
course.
It looks like a very professional. It's like on like Madison Avenue or something, like in the heart of Midtown Manhattan, office building, high rise, and then
We'll be bleeping all this out later.
he knows
Yes,
too
yes.
much, man.
The stoner hitmen are gonna come for me.
I believe it.
No, they'll forget about it in the morning.
we should totally do something about this.
Yeah. No.
All right. So.
But yeah, and then you walk into the doors and you're just like, okay, yeah, this is where they write High Times.
Look at that silly ass grin. You can see it all coming back there right now. He's like, yeah.
Oh, they're like, hey, you want a lollipop? You want a weed lollipop? You want here, take some papers home with you. Like,
Did you ask him how they get away with?
It's like the Willy Wonka.
Very good lawyers. Very good lawyers. Like they're so well protected. It's crazy.
Well, I assume by now, but
Well,
I mean,
there's such a powerful entity. I feel like they just have the money to protect themselves.
But I would imagine, like, it's weird. If you think, like, 15, 20 years ago, you had to be, like, two guys in their apartment, and they'd
Let's go
send
be
it,
called
send it to a couple of
High
friends.
I do have a great story because the guy, the editor was there, and he was telling us a story about the guy that started High Times, and he passed away, and in his will, he wanted to be cremated and then be smoked. And at his funeral, he was smoked.
What?
Quality.
That's a way to
I
go,
like
right?
it. Yeah, no, it's a good way.
Man,
I like it.
don't know if I don't
Imagine he was telling people like, "I want to be cremated," and they're like, "Oh, okay, cool," and then smoke me.
know. Yeah. That's a hard sell, I feel like. I don't know. Mitch, would you? If I was like Mitch, I know you don't smoke, but when I die,
I'd
I
smoke
want you to-
that day. I smoke occasionally.
You would-
I
you would
definitely take. Yeah, absolutely.
take a hit of me.
Sprinkle a little
Anyway,
in.
anyway.
Over. Yeah, you'd
Yeah,
spring a little
absolutely.
in
Look,
here.
I'm not really about
And
respecting
I
the dead.
shall becometh you as you becometh me. Inhale.
He's like, you sick
exhale.
bastard, you smoke me?
I'm out this bitch.
I'm about doing
You be
funny
eating
things,
people.
funny things in people's honor because death is just so like looming, scary. You know, a lot of
Gotta lighten
So
the mood.
anything that's humorous regarding death, I'm a big fan. So if somebody has like a weird, funny request, I'm like, yeah, we're doing that shit.
I would love it.
Even
if-
though
Put a
I've never
silly video
really-
of you on it. Somebody took at like some wedding,
Right.
and then you get smoked.
No,
I-
believe me,
yeah.
I've been writing my will. I'm going through one of those online things, writing my last wishes, and they're all just it's the most ridiculous shit you'll ever
Please
read. You know,
smoke me.
I imagine
that's-
you like by
please smoke me is
candlelight,
not
like
in there,
late
but-
3 in the morning. You're just like,
yeah.
also
Yeah.
smoke.
Then try this. Yeah. Everybody has to write 5 minutes.
He wrote it with ink and quill, so they must have been serious.
Well, it was like, part of it is like I don't want any kind of fucking ceremony shit. Anybody who cries gets slapped. It's a lot of that kind of stuff. So I just wanted like a slap war to break out at whatever. I don't want a funeral or any kind of memorial service, but I know that 5 people might talk about something at a bar, and one of them might break out in crying and just slap fest.
Yeah.
Be awesome. And because with no service, that could go on for years, right? I mean, the memory of whatever somebody brings up every time.
So you just don't want your
Yeah.
loved ones to have any closure, is what you're saying.
yeah, exactly.
Just want you to
Boom.
hang on.
Dude,
I don't have
getting
any
to the
loved
bottom
ones.
of
It's
it.
okay. I don't
Once
like,
you lay
I don't
down,
like all
once you
that.
lay down, we'll keep talking about this.
Yeah. It's good. It's good. No, that's I like that.
So that was,
smoking,
you know, that-
so that's cool.
Wait, no,
So High Times Editorial Office was
Yeah.
probably the most memorable, and then there were a couple of other ones. Like there was one called Facebook Off, which was like Facebook. It was a trailer. It was like
Face
Facebook
Off?
meets Face Off mashup.
I just saw the thumbnail for it. I didn't have time to watch it.
Yeah.
But I just from the thumbnail, I was like, this is like a face-up parody.
You didn't have time to watch it, man. It's like 2 minutes. Come on, bro.
I'm literally it was like just before I left to pick him up. So
You watch it.
my
That
bad.
is a
My
classic.
bad, everyone.
But probably those two. Oh, and Duck Hunt Dog. Those are probably my. Three.
Did see that one? Yes,
Yeah,
I like
where
that one.
I've had it up to here with the Duck Hunt Dog. He's actually popping up in my real life. Like I can't pleasure my girlfriend. Like he's like pops up and he's like, "Ooh." I finally just kill him.
How much?
Yeah.
How many? What's a pitch idea for you? Are you in terms of being able to get your sketches in, being like, I know this sounds silly, but how much creative input have you had? In
Damn
terms
it,
of-
that
I
was
have
my
not,
next question.
I have not had. I've had very little writing input at College Humor. So I was hired as an actor, although I have produced as well, especially out here. So yeah, like I was saying, like they sort of like hired this like family, and so they're like, these are our actors, these are our writers, like like a TV show. I mean,
good.
that's
It's
like
good.
that's how they sort of built it. And I think now the trend is like, let's turn this website into a TV network, and that's sort of like where College Humor is at now. Like they have
Yeah.
their series stuff,
Yeah, that's the way to do
which I
it.
think is good.
Yeah, absolutely.
It makes it
Yeah.
official.
Are
Yeah.
you gonna try and get more on the writing side at some point? Is that or
Totally,
you,
yeah.
Do you just kind of no, yeah. writing?
I do write. Working on a pilot right now with my writing partner Joe Spellman, who may or may not be listening. He may have fallen asleep by now. And I do a lot of stuff for this thing called Channel 101, which was started by Dan Harmon, who created Community, and Rob Schraub, who created Sarah Silverman Program. So I write for that, and yeah, we're just sort of starting to get into pitch mode soon. So
Nice.
yeah.
And pitch to who? College Humor or somebody else?
No. Well, we do have a web series that we've sort of been fleshing out that I think we're gonna pitch to internet stuff, but we're working on a TV pilot.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think writing is important. I think if you're an actor right now and you're not writing or directing or doing something else besides just acting, I think you're just limiting yourself because you're just waiting by the phone too much.
Yeah,
You know?
definitely. And I mean, I think that it's weird because it's like that we are getting into that melding of the internet and television, and probably my favorite sort of real-time war watching of that is anything that goes on with Hulu.
Right.
Like if you think about like when it first started out, all the commercials were very clear on this. If you watch them carefully, they always said on your mobile computing device.
Right.
Like they intended you to watch it only on a laptop, like literally a
Right.
laptop.
Right.
And it was like, and only in certain browsers, you know what I mean? And
Right,
like,
right.
not above a certain resolution because
Sure.
it was like, nah, hold on. They literally had like warnings like your resolution is too high for this. And you were
Right.
like, really? Like, I'm on a 30-inch screen. And like,
Right.
they're like, there's no 30-inch laptops. And like, I mean, yes, there
Well,
isn't,
there
but I'm
are.
just saying, I mean, whatever. And then, in the moment you could, mirror your screen to a TV, they were like, no, that's not happening.
Don't do that.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
so now it's like I have Hulu in my bedroom on off my Blu-ray.
Sure.
So it's like it's sort of on my TV, but it's like an internet connected. And there's certain things that they're like, nope, can't watch that on your TV. But if you have a mobile computing device, and also like my iPad, certain things that's like, nope, this is not approved for iPad viewing. And you're
Yeah,
just like
yeah.
sitting there going, the fuck are you people doing?
Right, right.
It's, content is content. Like the more locks you put, how have you not figured that out yet? And now they're starting to do, original series and buying up TV shows.
Right.
But there's still these weird restrictions on certain things that they do. So
Well, you know what that's about? I think just in general on the internet, on content like Hulu and even internet comedy. I think a lot of the people that are still making decisions are really out of touch. They are older.
Yeah.
They still don't really get the internet at all.
Mhm.
And I think as
So it's all free?
what?
What?
Wait a minute.
How do we get money?
But I think as the years go on, the people that understand it are going to be in those places of power, and I think it'll get better and better.
How much
Oh,
flexibility
absolutely,
are you
yeah.
having with College Humor in terms of that? I mean, that is the transition now, like you were saying, taking a website that has a real brand established in a sense,
Right.
and not just a brand, but I mean, I think the difference with the internet that we're kind of seeing is because it is a new medium and it is still being pioneered and a lot of trailblazers and stuff. If you get in on a certain format at the beginning, you do have a certain kind of, cultural niche that you can trade on where you're like,
Yeah.
like we're saying College Humor, you remember that and you're like, oh yeah, that was before Funny or Die. Like they have been around
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
things for a while. So if you go, hey, we're actually going more on the legitimate traditional side and trying to do a TV station kind of thing and
Yeah.
have traditional series and that kind of thing, I feel like you have that greater advantage than your competition because you do have a greater brand recognition. you
It's
know?
true. It's true. And I think you're seeing a lot of people that have been with the website for a long time. Like Sarah Schneider is writing for SNL now, and David Young writes for Fallon, and like Amir Blumenfeld was like in the latest Harold and Kumar movie. And so now it's like starting to become like, okay, this is a valid part of the entertainment industry now. This is like a hotbed for talent. It's not just a bunch of kids making videos anymore.
Yeah,
you know?
do you find that it's easier now if you mention I'm from College Humor versus there had to be a few years ago the difference was been even before it got to MTV show status.
Obviously kids always knew what was up, but like you'd go into auditions sometimes and like people were like, College Humor, what's that? Oh, it's like frat thing. Is that like where you put like frat?
I will
videos
say
up?
the name turned me off completely for a long time.
Understandable, and
Like the Minesweeper video was a hard-won battle for me.
right.
Like everything
wanna
everything
push
they
play.
put out, I was like, I'm not even gonna look at that
Not
fucking. I
gonna
don't
do
want
it.
fucking college cock smoking dickheads. Like I hate college, so
Right.
Mitch
I
was
saw
your
that
best
and I was
focus
just like,
group
oh,
you
I
could've
see
had.
a
Yeah.
bunch of frat boy humor, and I just was like not into. But now I'm okay.
I will pass that on to the powers.
No, it doesn't matter now. It doesn't matter. Now it's a brand.
We'll get
It's
Diller
like
on line
it's-
one. and be
yeah.
like,
It would be silly to change the name now because then we'd all be
brand.
like, "What happened to College Humor?"
Well, I do. It's funny you said because I do think that they feel like they sort of shot themselves in the foot a bit doing that. So like I think it's limited slightly the content, a little less recently, but I think back in the day, the writers felt like obligated to do something like college age people are going to want
absolutely.
to watch.
Well,
you
that's
know,
what I
to an
assumed.
extent.
I assumed that's what they meant, but I also
Yeah.
thought like, literally just by the name, I was like, this is going to be all jokes about college, which I won't get.
Right.
Because
Well,
in my head, college goes down exactly like Animal House and all
Right.
the other college movies and PCU and things. Because I've
Right,
never
old
been,
school.
so I'm like, I don't know. Is that really like? Is there a lot of dorm rooms and pranks and like drunk chicks and I don't know.
that's all college is, man. It's all
Okay.
pranks,
Yeah.
hijinks.
All right. Okay.
Well, I guess the
There
other
you go.
thing too with college humor is that like I feel like to get bigger names in, like was there like a Danny McBride or something? How much did other performers be like, I don't want to like go in and associate, or was it easier with them?
Well, I think the thing, like some people, like I feel like someone like Michael Ian Black knows what
Yeah,
it is,
yeah.
and we also did in the early days. We did a show with Michael Showalter called the Michael Showalter Show. So we already had that sort of connection to that crew. So there's certain celebrities that get it, and they're like, "Yeah, I'm totally into doing that." But we also have a publicist that reaches out to their publicist.
Right,
So a lot
okay.
of it is like, "Look, Danny, you should do this to push Your Highness, or like you should do this to push our TV show, because the traffic is so immense." And so I think a lot of the times there's someone telling them like, you need to do this,
Right.
which can get a little sticky on set.
A gentle, a
Well, that's
gentle
I mean,
nudge.
it's like so many other things. Like once you get a few of them in, then it's like, oh, you've had, and we're having that with this podcast as well. It's,
Yeah,
people look at the page and they go, oh, you've had this
Totally.
person,
And that's
so-
part of it too. I think like to pitch it, they're like, well, so and so did this, and they're like, oh well, I should probably do this, even though I don't know what the hell college humor
Yeah,
is.
exactly. Yeah. Well, I mean, now you're almost, I don't know. Like, I don't know. It's
Well, I mean,
hard
that's
to-
what
it's
it is.
hard
Like
to-
a cultural cliche, though. Like, I mean, like you're like, oh, you've reached a point now where you've graduated from, curious.
Graduated this
No
guy.
pun intended.
Yeah, right. Oh, hey, thank you. Thank you. I mean, there was a bit of intended, so thank you.
Watch out, kids. The puns are flying at you hard and fast.
Thank you. But so you go
We
from
walked up on that stage, and got that diploma.
you go from sort of viral sensation, curious viral sensation to kind of more
Freshman.
yeah, right. It's sort of more established web presence, that kind of thing. And then now you dabble in the traditional media realm. And so I feel now you hit this fourth stage, a graduation, if you will, senior year, commencement, what have you.
Yeah.
Where now, kind of like you're talking about, you've got,
You guys are magna cum laude all over everybody's faces.
Oh yeah.
You've got alumni now, who have gone off and now they're writing for late night talk shows
Right.
and they're making big feature film appearances and
Yeah.
stuff. So I feel like you've got the full gamut now where you've seen college humor go from scoffed at entity to now people can go in and point to it on a resume and they're like, oh yeah, like I see you guys are legit. It's okay.
Totally. Yeah. I definitely like get that response now. Casting directors especially seem to know like, yes, that is a place of interest for the industry.
Yeah.
But I also like I think
And now it helps at auditions.
I think in celebrities in general now are starting to go, oh, this internet thing's kind of fun. I can do something that I don't normally get to do.
How big of a disconnect do you feel there is between the people that you perform with that are of, say, the generation here that is on this podcast tonight versus the older guard that is more the sort of the gatekeepers and the more executive and some of the older celebrity types where they, like when you see them interact with the internet and podcasts and things like that and you're like, my God, like what world do you live in?
Right. I mean, there's a bit of, I feel like there was more of a difference like a few years ago.
Yeah.
Like now, like people know like, oh yeah, podcasts are cool. Mark Maron has one, and like all the comedians go on there, and like are like, oh yeah, Will Ferrell owns a company that does videos like this, so I should be a part of that. But I think it used to be kind of like when we first started doing celebrity videos. No offense to the celebrities that we did videos with, but they were B, C-list celebrities. Those were the people that were interested in doing it at the time.
Sure.
But now I think like people like they get like celebrities, especially older celebrities, they get it a little bit more,
Yeah.
but not like I don't think
There's still a sense of
but-
catch up kind of.
But I would also put it this way: they're probably not going to watch it.
That's fair.
They like the traffic that's going to come to the video probably for their career's sake, but
Yeah, it's like the same thing with my
but
dad.
they're not like I can't can I get the dailies for this? I gotta put this in my reel.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
You
I was
can't,
gonna
you
say,
can't put
look,
a podcast.
My dad's the same way
I'm
about,
out.
and we even when we did the podcast together, I used to do a podcast with my dad over Skype, and we did it for like a year. And
You did a podcast with your dad over
yeah,
Skype?
over Skype. Yeah, yeah.
Let me tell you.
Wow.
He never listened to a single episode. He doesn't know how to get the podcast.
So he's not like Johnny Depp, like, I don't watch any of my movies.
No,
he
no,
just didn't know how the
he,
hell
like,
to watch it.
I tried to explain it to him a
Like
million
Johnny
times.
Depp could never
I
find
turned the
theater.
TV on.
Yeah, right.
He would ask
What
me.
is a DVD? Please help me.
Yeah, he would ask me like 1,000 times like how to do it, and I'd send him like just an email with like
Well,
just,
that was your
just
mistake.
click here.
Right.
You know what I mean? And he'd forward that to people who asked him. But he'd never do it himself. He'd be like, I'm pretty sure it wouldn't work on my computer. Like, just didn't even try. Just had.
Dad,
I
that's
was
a
like,
calculator.
I was like, Dad, it's an iTunes link. You can fucking when you click it, there's a big ass play button. I don't have time for all that. Like, he couldn't imagine sitting in front of a computer to watch anything. That's his whole thing. He's
Yeah.
like, I couldn't imagine sitting in front of my computer. If it's on my TV, I was like, you know, you can get like any number of set-top boxes that'll. Yeah, listen, I don't have time for that. I'm like, do you have a Blu-ray player? Because I guarantee you have like a podcast player on that.
Right.
And he's like, I wouldn't know how to set that up. And he's just like, all right, you know what I mean? But like, for instance, Larry King's got an internet network now. And
Larry
a
King,
TV
really?
show. Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
that dude is fucking.
Aura TV, I believe
some,
it is.
some Lazarus shit, man.
I just read this
The
or
studio's
Reddit.
made out of stone.
I just read
Yeah, a
a
bunch of
Reddit
rocks.
AMA that he did today, and he was talking all about like there was a lot of discussion about that, and he was like, I'm excited about the internet and everything. So it was a really good
It's
AMA.
just
He was very like
fascinating to
you know.
see that generation embrace the internet, because I feel like so many of them just really ran the farthest way as possible that they could have. They're like, no, it's
Yeah.
gonna go away. I mean, they just doubled down for like a decade plus. They were like,
Right.
the internet, Napster, all that shit's going away, and now they just have been totally just subsumed by it, and they just
Yeah,
they're
so
like,
this is
Right.
thing.
They're
Now you
Aura-
have
catching
like
up.
now you have
Aura.tv.
grandparents like Facebook friending you and stuff.
right. You're like,
Yeah.
nope, this is not how it was supposed to end.
Aura.tv,
This is-
ORA.tv. If you see, like, right there, Larry King now. I don't know if he's the only
He's
thing
trying
on
to fuel
Aura.
the kids with Betty White on the front
Yeah.
page.
I think it is. Yeah, it's the only show they
It's
have.
the only show, man. It's the only show.
But, you know,
Here
look,
I am getting drawn. That's a show. That's a funny episode.
behind the scenes at Aura.tv. They're,
Hey,
they're drawing my
I-
face on a.
I hired my favorite caricaturist.
They're going to paint my face now for the internet. John in Cincinnati.
Here I am
What do you
pouring
think?
lemonade with Betty White.
Oh my god.
Tell us about your lemonade.
That is so good. Larry King TV, here I am getting drawn, has officially made its way onto the board. Oh, good
Yeah, he
Lord.
seems excited about.
Here I am with Betty White pouring lemonade.
Here I am with Estelle Getty. I'm Betty White.
You know what'd
Sorry.
be So good if he.
Steve in Pittsburgh. What do you think about Betty White's lemonade?
Well,
You're on with Larry King.
I thought that it was very tasty, but $5 a glass seems a bit high to me.
Betty, how do you respond to the allegations that your lemonade is a little too expensive? That's the worst Larry King impression I've probably ever
You know what I
heard.
like that we've turned Larry. I wish that his talk show was really like that Kim Jong Il Tumblr, where it's Kim Jong Il looking at things. What if it's like Larry?
So this is the internet.
Like Larry King, like it's like so Larry, like this is the internet, Larry King edition. Where it's like, here I am on the internet with Betty White pouring lemonade. It's just like,
Oh, here we go.
oh my God, here I am.
Yeah. Larry
Oh,
King
he just
with
kicked it up
and a
a notch.
lightsaber. All right.
He just kicked it up a notch.
Here I am with Matthew McConaughey looking sexy in a sweater vest. Look at this is so
Well,
good. Look at the
Ben and Larry take it to the streets of New York.
Who is? Oh my God.
There's the streets of New York. You know, I grew up here.
Oh my
I got blown in that building over there.
When I die, I want my ashes smoked.
Bob in Brooklyn, what do you say about that building?
Put on
Yeah, Larry King. Yeah, I got blown there too. A lot of whores there. That's interesting.
Do we know what Aura stands for, by the way?
I don't know. I got nothing.
Oh man, it's got to have some.
Aura
It's got to have
stand
some sort of significance. I mean, especially if Larry.
I mean, we'll look
Oh
at
my
that.
God, here I am
I
getting
feel- I
drawn.
feel
That's
bad.
Like an
so-
electric toothbrush. Who thought that was a good idea?
Oh, what does aura mean? Yeah, there it is. Oh, yeah.
Oh, good. Just go
Aura
to the
means
FAQs.
now in Italian. We chose this name to convey the on-demand nature of our content offer. Like, seriously, it's the internet. Everything's on demand. You fucking, like,
Those are people that
it's like, this is not a novel thing, all right?
I feel like
it means you can watch it whenever you want.
when Dave
really.
when Dave is talking about he's like reeling off how people talk about the internet now. It sounds like their assistant handed them a fucking bullet point sheet of internet fun facts. Like,
Right.
yeah, Will Ferrell, that's funny or laugh, right? No, funny or die. Oh shit, that sounds dangerous. Well, I'm not gonna invest in this thing. I don't
That
want
was
that kind of.
that was like when have you ever seen the clip of him going to Roscoe's with Snoop Dogg? He just had like a heart surgery and he's so out of touch. He's trying to be so cool with Snoop Dogg and they're like somebody was like probably
Big
like,
ups, right,
Larry,
Snoop?
Larry, don't eat the chicken. Like don't you just had heart surgery. He's like, nah, I want to be down. I want to be down with my G here. I'm so in touch. I imagine all those frequently asked questions are just people asking why I should watch this.
No, you know what would be great? Can we go back to the frequently asked
It
question?
should really,
What is this?
it should really be called What Old People Are Thinking
I
When
was
They Come to
gonna
This
say,
Site.
I really think the frequently asked questions are questions that Larry King asked when someone showed him the website.
He said on Reddit it took him a year to put this together. He's like, we were negotiating for a year. And I was like, they were probably like, what's the internet?
No.
Tell me again.
No, listen. He's like,
Can
what-
people call the internet?
Right, he
And
goes,
it just
what
gives
does-
it to them?
What does aura mean? Who are the people behind aura? No, go back. Okay.
Where is it based? Why does that matter?
No, wait. How do I apply
Questions
for
a
an
detective
internship?
would ask.
Wait, he goes,
How do I pitch Larry King now?
You
To
know
pitch
what?
guest or segment ideas for Larry King now, please contact our producers.
Do you know how? Do you know? Like, I feel like the last question really gives it away because I have a question that is not addressed here. You're like, oh, okay, Larry. Well, we'll give you some instruction on that.
We regret we cannot respond to all inquiries. It is, by the way, suspicious that they don't make the link color obvious.
Right.
Until you mouse over it, you don't really
That is
realize that
suspicious
contact
that-
us is a link, right?
That is suspicious that they'd fuck something
I
up on
feel
Aura
like,
TV.
Larry, they stealing your money, son.
Because look,
Larry.
old people are going to be interested in this. Is how you get
Right.
old people on
Make
the
it
internet.
harder for
and
them
they're
to
gonna be like,
contact
"How do I contact you? Why would you think to link there?"
You're getting
That's just-
swindled, Mr. King. You getting swindled.
I'm sorry,
Who
but
developed this
that's
site?
that's the first rule of making a website: make your links obvious, make your hyperlinks obvious. That is not a mistake that College Humor would make.
No.
They would not put your link colors the
Hey,
same as your
how
body
hip
text
do you
colors.
think these people? They put like in quotation marks. They put please be sure to quote unquote like us on
That's
Facebook.
what I do.
Do you?
Yeah, well, I also
So all the elderly
capitalize the
people
L.
are like, oh, I do like it, and they just walk away.
You sound old.
I capitalize the L
You
because it
old.
sounds stupid.
You got a
Please
case
like
of
us on
old.
Facebook.
You got a case of those.
Like, how about I just like you right here? Maybe
Are
I'm
you
just standing
swindling
right in this
people?
spot liking whatever you're doing. So, no, yeah, because they capitalize like on Facebook. So I capitalize like. Yeah.
Do you put it in quotes too?
Sometimes, but I always
Just do what
capitalize
old
it.
Zuckerberg tells you to do, huh?
Yeah.
Old man Zuckerberg
Yeah.
tells you to.
I ain't
tells you
gonna
to
work
sit
on.
down,
yeah,
you do
right?
it.
I ain't gonna work on Zuckerberg's farm no more.
I fucking know you're going there. Ain't gonna work on Zuckerberg's farm no more. Yeah,
Great Bob Dylan
because
impression,
it's such a weird look. If you went to 2005 and you were telling somebody like, "Hey, you should like our page," they'd be like, "What the fuck does that mean? You should
Right.
like our page?" Like, why would I like it? Is it something that I would be interested in? No, I'm just saying as a favor to me, you should like it.
Guess I'd like.
You know what I'm
it.
saying? Like if you had a friend and you're like, "Oh, you should like Shirley." Oh, yeah, is she into, Star Wars or whatever? And you'd be like, "No, just as a favor to me, could you like Shirley?" And he's
Right.
like, "Just go up and tell her I like her?" Or what do you want me to do?
I'm trying
It's
to get a lot
weird-
of guys to come to Shirley.
Yeah. So it's a weird sentence, so I feel like you have to like put it in quotes or
I feel like
capitalize
it's
it.
weird
you know what I
that
mean?
you have to you're like, hey, like our page.
Right.
I feel like a post. Okay, I get it.
It used
you
to
could
be
like a post.
It used to
Right.
be on pages. It used to be become a fan.
Right.
So it made sense to
Right,
say
right.
become our fan on Facebook. That made sense.
Well,
but
now-
to just say like us on Facebook, it's just
Well,
it's
now
such a weird
you
sentence.
would think that they
Yeah.
would switch it over. I mean, you've got the subscription feature activated, so now you would think that, like, hey, subscribe to us on Facebook.
right.
I mean, that makes perfect sense. But then you would have to be someone who gave a shit about the people and not just running a farm that I ain't gonna work on
You know
no
what? You-
more.
you-
Zuckerberg.
It sure beats back in the MySpace days saying become our friend, and it
Right.
was like become our friend like you're Dunkin'
Yeah.
Donuts. I don't think we don't. Don't get me wrong.
It is weird, bro. It is kind of a weird thing that
Like, I'm not
everybody
at
needs
war
friends.
with you guys, but I'm not gonna
But
become your friend. Like,
MySpace was much
friends.
friendlier though. We can all admit that. Maybe that was a bad business move. But they gave you a friend right away. They gave you old Tom.
Dang,
You know,
Tom
they didn't
and his
give you old
whiteboard.
Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
Zuckerberg.
When you-
is-
when he
well,
s- when he
didn't
signed up for
didn't he used to
Facebook.
just be like it used to be like on the old Facebook top? It used to like be a picture of Zuckerberg.
That's true.
somewhere,
Yeah, it would
right?
say
And the
Facebook,
quotes.
a Mike Zuckerberg production.
Yeah, you ain't no
Right.
Spike Lee. I fuck you and your farm,
A Mark
Zuckerberg.
Zuckerberg joint.
There you go.
That's good. Oh man, a fucking Zuckerberg.
Yo, cause look, man,
Brooklyn, a
when
Mark
I'm-
Zuckerberg joint.
Oh shit. Oh man. Mark
let's see
Zuckerberg
here.
joint. That's good. We got a lot of good Zuckerberg. You
Zuckerberg,
can never
if
have
you
enough,
steal that shit.
right? If you take out an IPO and that shit, I promise you, 3 days later it's gonna crater out, son. I'm gonna go bane on your bitch ass.
All right, I have a feeling this is gonna inspire much anger from Teddy Tutson.
No, don't do it, man.
But I have to show you something I saw this week.
Don't do it.
The rich kids of Instagram.
Oh,
Oh no.
oh,
I
I
don't know if
saw
you've
a
seen
glimpse
this.
of that. I didn't get the
It's
chance to look
just,
at it.
it's
Oh,
like
God.
it's the things that rich people post to Instagram, and some of it's just,
Oh, they chose the perfect theme too.
and the
Oh.
comments.
Oh,
And it's like,
Oh,
here's a
God.
guy on a
Oh.
private
This
jet with his
douche.
iPad, and it's tagged jet private.
Oh,
That's it.
God.
No words, just jet.
Should be it should be tagged. I pay for
Oh wait,
sex.
here we go. How about this like 25-room mansion, and it's pool party with the homies. Hashtag success.
Ow!
Oh my.
By the
Damn
way,
it!
by the way,
What is that? Is that a fucking?
there's a man wearing a
Is that
suit
a-
made of money.
is that a lay
Day
of-
and night Saint Tropez.
Oh my god!
Sorry, but the one with success is probably the only offensive one I've seen. The rest of them, it's like whatever. You're rich kids,
money
like whatever.
lay.
But just
The
the, fact
money
that
lay. Yo, son.
no. Hear me out,
son,
because
come on, let's do
the
that.
success part, because like
Yeah,
you
no,
don't
wait.
get to hashtag it success.
No, you've
all right.
Yeah,
You've
that's
done
success.
literally
Okay,
nothing.
we've got
all
two-
you've done. But yes,
We've got
the-
two offensive images.
wearing a lay made of money. It's not so much offensive because, like, again, you're
Okay,
a
it's not
dumb
offensive.
kid. You're a dumb kid with a lot of fucking money.
It's disgusting opulence.
It's
bro.
disgusting. Oh, dude, this whole thing is disgusting.
Nothing is more disgusting than a fucking if you didn't agree with me, a money lay is just a slap in the because you can just throw money at someone. and taunt them
Here we
and still
go.
have a
Here we
money
go.
lay.
Somebody pouring Dom Perignon into the gravy. It says a little DP in the gravy is always good.
What?
What?
They just poured
No,
Dom
it's
Perignon
actually not. That gravy probably tastes like shit after that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I never tried Dom and gravy. It'd be a waste
yeah,
of
I
a
guess-
good Dom, right?
Don't knock it till you
God.
try it.
These people are terrible.
Pools and champs.
Oh my god.
Champ
Well-
polo. Why are these people calling themselves champs? What did you champion?
Out of an airplane
I don't
backflip
know.
and the shit, bro.
What's
A long,
TBT
a long
mean?
line of fucking
What's
hardworking
TBT?
people out of money.
What's
know what
TBT
you know
mean?
what TBT
Hashtag
is?
TBT.
You're
Says
from- you're from
TBT doing
Connecticut.
backflips
Whoa,
and
whoa,
shit.
whoa. I'm from Hartford.
Get it straight, bitch.
Hey, man.
Oh, finals done right. A bunch of rich kids in a private movie theater.
What?
But hashtag the homies once again.
God. Oh, damn it. These motherfuckers
My
with
blood
the
is
homies.
boiling right now.
I really just want to just like burn. I want to just take a lynch mob to the Hamptons and just destroy everything, son. I'm coming for your white parties, bitch.
Oh, hey,
what's-
CT in the house.
what's-
Greenwich,
what's-
Connecticut.
See, what's
in the
offending?
house.
Now it's getting
The
back
things
to
that are
Actually, you know what?
offending
These
me.
guys are all right.
The things that are offending me are the ones that they're like success or like champions, things like that. When they talk about like being champions,
Look
like
at
really,
these.
what did you champion?
Look at these
Getting out of
people.
bed with
Right.
your butler's help. Like you
at
didn't
these
champion
people.
anything. You didn't succeed in any
Look
way.
at them.
You've literally done nothing.
Mitch, can
They
I,
overcame being
Treading
so
in the
Mitch,
bad.
divots at
Mitch.
halftime with champers in hand, of course.
Mitch, I just want to say one thing
hell
before
does
we
that even
scroll
mean?
one down. I saw this was a thing, and I did not want to open it because I knew, just like Dave was being like, my blood is boiling, that if I just saw it from the fucking preview still, I was like, if I see this, it's all coming apart. You know what I mean? I'm going to be unhinged,
right.
son.
All right, hold
I
on.
can't.
Before
No,
I
son,
scroll,
I
I
don't
saw
want
the
son.
next one.
No,
I
son.
have to show it to you. And like you know how it is. White people are jumpy. Black people are expressive. I'm warning you now.
Whoa, well, I'm Jewish, man. Come on, we're different.
We're jumpy. We're jumpy. I'm just saying, like, sudden movements make you kind of on edge. I'm just warning you right now. Teddy's gonna make a fucking grandiose sudden movement over this next one. That's all I'm saying.
It's okay.
Here is rich kids in a helicopter over the sea. You ready for the comment? because sitting in a car hungover just took too much effort.
Oh, what?
All right, I'll close that out. We're good there. I just needed you to see that one. I can't. That's the most restrained. I think because I gave all that pre-warning that he was like, I don't want to.
You just go helicopter your way out of a hangover? Oh. I hope all the bad things.
How's about something? Here's something on a happier note. You ready for a happier note?
I'll
give you a.
Ain't nobody coming for you in no diving.
We're
rescue.
gonna live forever, and it just explodes.
My God, you want a window into the worst human beings
Let me go to a happier story. This
how these motherfuckers have not just been pitchforked and torched to the ground. You motherfuckers are lucky. Every day you wake up and you still don't have an angry mob coming for everything you love. You motherfuckers better just kiss the ground that you still even can see.
The day will come when
for
you'll realize that you're living too large.
Come for you bitches.
And you'll wonder how you can live so large while others have so little. A storm is coming, Mr. Wayne. A storm is coming.
There is such thing as too big of a dick.
In fairness, yes.
Am I right,
Soda.
guys?
Yeah, no.
Is that just the Jew in me, or?
No, you're good.
Okay, so this is a happier note. An author named Patrick Wensick made a book called "Broken Piano for President" about, as best I could tell from an Amazon description, it's a book about this guy who's just he does amazing things only while he's really drunk, so everybody just convinces him to drink all the time. So he becomes like this terrible alcoholic while amazing things happen around him, and he becomes a millionaire and all these different things. So the front cover of the book is made to resemble a bottle of Jack Daniels, right? The Jack Daniels Corporation, of course, have to protect their trademark. But the best cease and desist letter of all time, the most polite and well-written one I've ever read.
From Jack Daniels?
Yeah, it's so good. It's like clearly they drink a lot of whiskey. Just super happy. I'm an attorney at Jack Daniels Properties. JBDI is the owner of Jack Daniels trademarks, which have been used extensively, blah, blah, blah. It has recently come to our attention that the cover of your book, Broken Piano for President, bears a design that closely mimics the style and distinctive elements of the Jack Daniels trademarks. An image of the cover set forth, blah, blah, blah. We are certainly flattered by your affection for the brand, but while we can appreciate the pop culture appeal of Jack Daniels, we also have to be diligent to ensure that the Jack Daniels trademarks are used correctly. Given the brand's popularity, it will probably come as no surprise that we come across designs like this on a regular basis. What may not be so apparent, however, is that if we allow uses like this one, we run the very real risk that our trademark will be weakened. As a fan of the brand, I'm sure that is not something you intended nor would want to see happen.
Can we stop for a second?
Go ahead.
And just point out that there's a typo in this very official letter. It will probably come... Never mind, I'm retarded.
Sorry, where are you looking?
No, he's been God. I see.
It will probably come as... No. Oh, sorry. That's the hard for me. No, keep going, man.
I'm sorry.
As an author.
How
It
dare
will
you?
probably come as no surprise.
I broke the flow of this beautiful
How
letter.
dare you impugn the
Well,
good
what
name
I'm saying is,
of
right off
Jack
the
Daniels.
bat, like it's very set out. Like, listen, just
Right.
so you know, we got to protect our shit. We're not trying. So this is interesting. As an author, you can certainly understand our position and the need to contact you. You may have even run into similar problems with your own intellectual property. That's a pretty nice way to put it.
Sure.
In order to resolve this matter, because you are both a Louisville neighbor and a fan of the brand, we simply request that you change the cover design when the book is reprinted. If you would be willing to change the design sooner than that, including on the digital version, we would be willing to contribute a reasonable amount towards the cost of doing so. By taking this step, you will help us ensure that the Jack Daniels brand will mean as much to future generations as it does today. We wish you continued success with your writing, and we look forward to hearing from you at your earliest convenience. A response by July 23rd, 2012 would be appreciated if possible. In the meantime, if you have any questions or concerns, please do not hesitate to contact me. This is the nicest letter
Is
ever,
Rick
right?
Moranis their lawyer? Like, what?
Yeah,
who
that's
wrote
some
that?
real polite shit, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
so,
props to them for not being dicks about it.
Yeah. So the people publishing it were like, look, we don't want their money. We don't want to blah, blah, blah. We will change it on the next reprinting. Right now, you can actually still buy it on Amazon.com. And if you do, go through our link on riffin.net and get us some money for buying that book. It'll be a collector's item. I might pick one up for myself as well, just to have. But I just thought that'll offset the evil of the rich kids.
Have you got any cease and desist? I'm sure you've gotten.
Yeah, actually, we a couple buddies of mine and I are starting a podcast. Sorry, guys, we're starting a podcast.
Fuck!
I was like, why are you doing the sorry face?
I don't even
was
know,
like,
bro.
what is he
We just got
apologizing
done
for?
issuing
Look,
permits
guys.
last week.
Damn you, I thought we were the only one.
It's like hooking up with a girl and you're like, oh, but I'm also like marrying this other girl next week.
Her tits are awesome.
But
You should see them.
like, this is great though. I mean, this is
I don't
great.
think it's like that.
But she
at
doesn't blow me as often as you do,
that's
so, you know,
accurate.
you're still going to be my
That's
side love.
But we had an original name
Motherfucking
for the
side
podcast,
love.
and we started tweeting about it, and we set up a Tumblr, and someone immediately emailed us and was like, "They have no followers to this podcast," and I'm like, "That's really close to our name, so if you could just like not name your podcast that," I'm like. Also, you're gonna offend 10 people, like, so that's the closest I've had to a cease and desist.
But did you change the name of the podcast?
Yeah, we did. We're pussies.
Are you kidding me? You really caved
Well,
in?
and to be honest, the first name wasn't like some gem that we were like, oh, we gotta name.
I mean,
it
I
that."
would on my end of things, I'd be like, I would change the name just because I want everything to be easy to Google. That's my thing. When I'm picking
That's
names,
true.
I'm like,
That's true.
you
Would
know,
make
for
confusion.
instance, when you see Seth MacFarlane is very lucky that Ted is kicking off well, but that's that. You know what I mean? So like, you can Google Ted now; it's going to be about the movie. But 6 months ago, if
Ted
you'd have
Talks.
just Ted, you're
Or
like,
Ted Turner.
yeah,
Yeah.
Ted is that's how am I going to Google Ted? You know what I mean? It's Ted Talks
Well,
amongst
6
the all
years
things.
from now.
Yeah. Or like, for instance, that show on HBO, Girls, which everybody refers to as, you know, that show, Girls, there's like a hard pause
Right.
because it's such a weird name. Because you
And
end
you
up
don't
wanting
want
to
it to
say
be
Showgirls.
Right.
Yeah. So people need to come up with better names for shit so that we don't have these confusing, you know, like the band, you know?
They always threw me off, man. I had no
pretty
idea
sure-
what the fuck to do with
I was
them.
pretty sure as a kid that bands chose their name by committee, and The Who, like, they asked the lead singer, "What are you gonna name yourself?" And he was really drunk, and they were like, "The Who," and it's right, and they were like, "Okay, well, whatever. I don't. Let's just go with The Who." And the guy was stuttering. I have all these.
Yeah.
You see.
And the rest is history.
Yeah. So name shit better, people. So if somebody told me, "Hey, don't name it straight," there's another podcast that has riffing in the name. I didn't know about at the time, but had I known that, I may have different. I
Is
may
it
have
gone?
chose-
Is it gone, Riffin?
It is. It
As
is.
a
That's
friend
the
of mine.
one. Yeah.
You cocksuckers.
Yeah.
I fucking infiltrated this podcast.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
You
blow
know,
this
too
shit
much.
up. I'm gonna.
Ow.
I bet this
Well,
for
it's
you.
hot.
I'm blowing
It's
this
hot.
shit up.
It's hot. Everyone, Delta Team, swarm.
Admittedly, never listened to it. Won't ever listen to it. Just out of premise. No,
enough. Fair
it
enough.
just,
Hatfield to
I
the
would not have
McCoys.
called us straight riffin' if I'd have known there was a gone riffin'. But at the time, I Googled straight riffin' and nothing came up, and I was
Right.
like, "That's us. Let's
Yeah.
do that." And also, there was no riffin.net. So
We're going to battle those motherfuckers to the death.
that's why that's
We
why I
will
spell
leave
my name.
one of them alive, and we'll send him back to tell him the tale.
That's why I spell my name Mitch. MITCZ. 5 letters, all me. Everything on Google, Mitch related. Bam. Got
Is that not
shit.
the original spelling of your name?
No, that's just something I came up with for fun in high school, and then I realized that search engines were very fond of weird spelling. So if you type Mitch in, look at that. That's all me. What's up, bitches?
Was that before or after Duck Job?
That would have been after Duck Job.
That was post Duck Job.
See, he
Post
had to
Duck
fall
Job.
into the rabbit hole, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
To realize how deep the internet goes. And now he knows that he could just make up names and take over the
And
internet.
why do we fall? To learn how to pick all shelves back up again.
That's how it goes. See,
you go.
that's what happens.
Why
when
do we
get
listen to
Dutch-
Duck Jobs? So that we can make our own weird spellings of all names for Google. It's a terrible Michael Caine impression to follow up my
Michael.
terrible Larry King impression.
Michael Caine.
That's pretty good.
Michael Caine. Now that's the humorous one. Okay, we've got about a half hour left. Should I go into some more articles? You want to talk about Fred Willard? Anybody?
Oh boy. I'll say this: it breaks my
Okay,
heart.
I'll let you pick amongst the 3 that I have that we can discuss.
Here we go. The Futernick special.
Apple's amusing smackdown
No, sure.
by in the UK. What the UK courts are making Apple do is a sort of embarrassing thing.
Yes, Apple. Of course.
The extended cut of The Shining to get a theatrical release this Halloween with 24 extra minutes,
Oh my.
and or the Fred Willard thing and his official response.
Let's talk about Fred Willard.
All right,
Why
let's
not?
go with that. Let's go, Fred Willard.
I feel like I mentioned Pee Wee Herman earlier, so
yeah. Same thing happened.
I know everybody's saying this.
Although back when Pee Wee Herman did, there was
Wasn't
still
internet.
adult theaters. I've never seen
Did you
one
know
as
that-
an adult.
Did you
I didn't
like
think there
when that
was
Pee Wee
any.
Herman incident happened? Where were you in terms of Pee Wee Herman fandom?
I
Were
mean,
you
I was
old
a
enough-
huge fan.
Were you old enough to realize what had happened exactly? Because I don't feel like I
Kind of.
really fully understood.
No.
I knew that he did something really bad.
Yeah.
And then I knew that he sort of disappeared after that for a long time. You know, so I knew. I didn't know like what jerking off really entailed in a porn, and I didn't really know what a porn theater was. But I knew that he fucked up real bad, and then he was gone. And that
See,
sucked.
I didn't know. I remember when I heard about it. I don't remember how old I was, but my recollection is when I heard about it, I thought he was like just watching a movie and was
Right.
like, "Fuck this, man! I gotta beat this shit off. Like
Yeah,
I gotta
yeah.
masturbate hardcore. Like you know what I mean?"
Right.
And I just thought that's a
He
fucking.
was like, yeah, he was watching
not
Ghostbusters
like, what a
2, and he
weird-
was like,
yeah, exactly.
Wowie.
He's like, oh, he came out of the painting. I'm about to
Yeah.
come out of this
Whoa,
painting. You know what I'm
Vigo.
saying? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what when they were like he was jerking off in a theater, because that's how they reported it. They didn't say in a fucking jerk off theater.
Right.
Which really, if you can't jerk off in a jerk off theater, I mean,
And what's the point?
That's the
I
thing.
mean,
This
really.
is this is two-tiered. The first tier is, listen, like Fred. Oh, just you have a computer. You must have a computer. Why are you still going to a fucking porn theater to watch
Right,
porn?
right.
Not probably not smart.
Well, didn't he?
And then the second thing is like, he is in a porn theater, and he should be allowed to take his dick out. That's what you don't go to a porn theater and you're just like, I can't wait to see.
Now,
that."
what I'm given to understand
Ebert
is
and Roper.
the
Roper
official
gave this a
official charge is
huge thumbs up.
suspicion of lewd contact because they didn't catch him doing anything. They just caught him pulling up his pants.
Oh, I
So
thought
it's
they
like-
actually saw him.
No,
in
because
the-
even the official says suspicion of lewd contact. But when I read
Okay.
the report that I read was like he was pulling up his pants, which
Right.
I mean, why do you have them off? But whatever.
Sure.
Listen, son.
I'm also
if a
given to
man
understand-
cannot go to a movie theater and have to spontaneously pull down his pants for an unknown reason, then why are we living in the land of the free and the home of the brave? I ask you, does it make sense? No, it does not, good sir.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
And also, he's an older gentleman. My grandfather used to always open his, pants all the time. Maybe
Yeah,
he's just
yeah.
airing that
Relax
shit
his
He's
drawers.
like, man,
Yeah.
I just got
You had a
back from a
big
Chinese
meal.
restaurant.
Yeah,
I gotta
yeah.
air these things out.
You don't
He had
know.
too much
Just to-
orange chicken, and he's got to
Yeah.
air the.
It's like that belly's getting a little too full. I had too much pasta at
A little
lunch. Let me
bit
just.
too
I'm
much
getting a
Panda
little,
Express.
getting a little
Right.
too tight in these jeans. Yeah, I understand. But I also recently found out that the law is not actually illegal to jerk off in a jerk off theater.
It can't be.
It's only oddly enough only illegal if you get caught. Like it's only illegal if somebody else in the theater sees it and is offended.
That's a
Then it's
brilliant
illegal.
But isn't that every crime?
No, sir. Nay.
No. Apparently you could walk
Hey.
out of there and be like, "I just jerked off in your theater," and they're like, "Whatever." Like, but it's
Oh,
not
I see.
illegal to jerk off in a theater.
Like, say
just
you
can't.
jerked off in a theater, filmed yourself, then slipped it into the film roll. Like they could be like horrified, but would it still count because it was already
Well, now you're vandalizing property.
If a dick comes in the forest, did it come?
see?
I mean, it did,
What
but
if
it's
I
not
was
illegal.
what if I was masked? See, what if I was masked and I did it? Then does it count? And then I've
I
gotten
don't
away.
think they don't care whose
I've
dick it
locked
is.
everyone in the theater. In
But I'm the
glorious
masked
bastards.
man. Yes, but your dick is still out. Yes, but you can't see my face. That's fine. We'll pull off the mask
It's
and we're done
very
arresting
central
you.
to my thesis, Mitch.
I'm
Not
just
a bad
saying that
idea.
apparently jerking off in a theater is not illegal, as we've been previously
I
told.
like how amongst all of this, Dave's like, not a bad idea.
Oh, look at the time.
Amongst the rap,
I got a
I got a 9:15 show and if I hustle.
So
I have a
Willard-
Lucha
Willard's-
Libre mask in my trunk. and,
Willard's official
I'm real
tweet
horny
about
right
it.
now.
I saw Nacho Libre last night on TBS. It was good.
Willard's official tweet was, "Wait till you hear my version, much more PG, and my review." And then a few minutes later,
Pretty funny.
lousy film, but theater would make a terrific racquetball court. Full story to follow.
I
See,
don't
that's-
see.
That
I'm
It says,
curious.
it says right here,
What movie
according
did
to
he see?
California state law, masturbating in a theater isn't necessarily illegal. It becomes illegal if in the self-diddling goes down within view of people who might be offended. There were only 4 people in the theater when Willard was there, and we seriously doubt if they'd be offended. That's the
So
problem
who-
with being a fucking celebrity. If this was just Fred, you know what I mean?
Right.
Fred Johnson.
Right.
Hi. You know what I mean? Just jerking. There was probably 4 other guys jerking off.
Right.
Hey, This is my row. Like, you know
Well,
what I mean?
imagine-
Seriously, the Dark Cock Rises was terrific.
I do want to know what movie it was. But here's the other thing too. Like, if you're Fred Willard, right, and you got four of the people in there?
Yeah.
That's it, right? So you got like someone that you're about to go out, and you know what kind of behavior you're about to engage in, and one of your peeps in your posse. Fred Willard has a posse. That's right. And they're like, "Yo, Fred, my man, this is a fucking 20% chance." Someone's gonna drop a dime on you, or whatever the odds are, right? You know, like 20%.
Higher than 1% is too high for me.
Right? You know what I'm saying? Like 20, you got 20% odds that someone's gonna drop a dime on you. Do you know what I mean? If we're gonna be real, just non-rudimentary math at all, Fred Willard is gonna say, "I'm taking that because I really need to jerk it in public." Okay?
Right.
If in fact we
He
take
liked
the
those
official
odds.
story,
Yeah.
you like those odds enough. It's gotta be real tough for
You know
Fred
what's
Willard
fucked up for me is
to go there and then like you just gotta be like, "Damn, son!" Like this
have
is the
have
night.
either of you ever been to a Rocky Horror Picture Show?
Like to
I
a live.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
no.
When you go to a Rocky Horror Picture Show, they always say the back row is for fucking. Like they've made
Yeah.
it. It's part of the whole opening thing. Like,
Yeah.
hey, everybody jerking off in the back row or fucking in the back row. I've been kicked out of 2 different Rocky Horror Picture Show showings because I was, messing around in the back row with somebody, and I felt like that's. You fucking put it in the announcement. The back row is for fucking. And so you turn around and, hello, back row. That was the whole joke. And I'd be like, we probably ought to be doing something when they do that.
Right.
No. Don't do that. Don't make the mistake I did.
They wanted it to be like sort of an illusion of sorts.
Yeah, I fucking.
Yeah,
That's
you-
the shit
you
that I
broke
hate.
the fifth
That's what I don't
wall.
like.
Yeah,
I don't like
yeah.
that. It's like if you're gonna make a
Oh,
bunch
don't
of
really do that. Oh,
Yeah.
come on,
if
man.
you're gonna make a bunch of sex jokes, like wouldn't it be funny if everybody whipped their dicks out? Don't kick me out if I fucking do it.
Right.
Like either don't make the joke or fucking, let's follow through on this shit. So that's my only problem with sexual humor. I love sexual humor, but the moment I find out that you're only kidding, oh man.
I've always
Boy,
said
is
that
my
about-
face red and my cock out.
always said that
illegally.
about sexual
I'm just
humor.
wondering who dropped the dime on Fred Willard. You know what I mean? Like, it's a real small contingent of people that like.
Well, did they not? Maybe I'm misinterpreting the situation, but did they not just show up for another reason and they just sort of caught him there?
I don't know what cops are just hanging outside. Let's go in here and see if anybody's beating off. Oh, look, it's Fred Willard from the fucking Pixar movies.
It's just fucking weird. Do you know what I
Right,
mean?
no, I'm with-
Yeah.
the
There's
whole
too
thing
much
is fucking weird.
Like, it really does feel like Fred Willard ran afoul of some people, and they're like, "All right, you know what, man?
They're
Fred
like,
goes
this is
down."
for how high, you motherfucker. We got you, motherfucker.
Right? Like, we got you, son. You think you can escape us, Fred?
They got him in holding. They're like, where's meth and red?
Yeah.
Where are they?
It's like if they do like, okay, yeah, Fred's not coming up with the payment. All right, you know, every Thursday he goes down to the Jerk Shack off a 3rd, 9:15.
Yeah, that's
showing.
the other thing. How often does he do this? I mean, it couldn't
Like,
be his
it
first
just
time, right?
feels like
if it was your
someone-
first time in the jerk-off
Like-
theater, you're gonna be very like, put it under my shirt. I'm
You know
wear a
what I'm saying?
big coat.
Like, with 4 other people
after like
there-
a few years, you're like, yeah, I'm just gonna splay out, kick
Oh,
the
totally.
fucking,
It feels like someone
stand up and jerk off at the screen.
really did. Like the 4 people probably know Fred. Do you know what I mean? Like they probably like met up. They probably have a Usenet group together. They chat with each other.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like it really does feel like someone was like, "Yo, we gonna burn notice Fred."
Let me
right
make
now.
this proclamation now. I will never be dropping a dime on anybody masturbating in public. I will never go to the cops and go, hey, that guy's masturbating in public. It's
Yeah, you
never,
better not, dude.
Yeah, never gonna do that.
Yo, bro, you just gave Futernick the gold ticket right now.
That's fine. I'm just saying. I will tell you, hey, knock that shit off. Or maybe don't get it on my couch or whatever. Like, I might tell somebody, like, I hope you have an exit strategy.
Right.
Because that's, to me, I don't know, the moment for myself. I mean, I don't know if anybody else is like, for myself, the moment there's like, the dick is hard and it's out, I'm thinking exit strategy. I'm like, where's this going? Where do I finish?
Like for the cum or for
Yeah,
your,
for the
yeah,
jizz. Yeah, the jizz exit strategy, not my own.
Oh,
Like,
bro, I thought
where's
you
the
said-
door?
No, see, I was saying
I got to
before that
run.
comes out,
I'm saying,
thinking
like,
exit
I
strategy.
immediately,
I got my handkerchief.
the moment there's stroke under the dick, I'm going like, what's the exit strategy? And if I don't have one, I got to knock that off real quick to be like, listen, if we don't have an exit strategy here, so that's why I probably couldn't spank it in a spank theater, because I'd just be like, what's the exit strategy?
The floor.
Yeah.
What? I'm gonna fucking stand up and point the shit down?
So
and
you just
fucking-
gonna let it back of the
Yeah,
seat.
you'd probably be the first one to do that.
Yeah, well, I'm not gonna do that. That's just because
Why is everybody looking at me? Oh no! Oh.
no, you know that thing like when you're masturbating. I don't know about you, but like 3 seconds after it's over, I feel like the most disgust, just like this, just piece of shit, just like a sad, pathetic person. I'm just like, oh god, how sad is this? How sad is this whole scene? This screen.
Your dick just slowly going down.
Yeah,
Once
just like I'm filled
the
with
lizard
guilt.
brain rescinds back into
Yeah.
the depths of
So
your...
if I
Your
come and
dick's
there's
like, all right, good night.
if there's people around and I come, like there better be like a celebration. Otherwise,
Right.
I'm because I need something. Because the moment I come, I'm like I
a
am a
mariachi band to
sad,
come
Whatever
out.
you-
I'm a
yeah.
sad, pathetic man.
You should
So,
have
like,
Suavemente playing in the background.
yeah. So if I don't get like a round of applause afterwards, I'm like, I'm not jerking off in front of you. So that's what I tell.
You
I
go
tell
out
this
with
to the
those
women. I
boxes
say,
of
listen,
applause.
when this happens, I'm gonna need a round of applause, and I get one. So it's good. So it works out well. Just because you need that ego
Sure.
is shattered. So
When you
I
jerk
wouldn't be able
off-
to
when there's
jerk
not a
off in a
woman,
theater.
when you just press a laugh track.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
an
no,
applause
by
track.
myself, I just wallow in the shame. I just
No,
sit
but
there and go like,
that's the problem. You
this
need to
is
bring in
terrible.
the laugh tracks to break up the shame wallowing. That's just
In the
give
middle
us
of
the-
it, you press the button. It's like, woo.
No, I get it. That's probably not that.
You get the Family Matters. Woo.
I just play
Yeah.
my little clips of Teddy,
How quickly can you come?
and then I'm good.
Damn it, Mitch.
So
Don't you drag me into your shame
Oh,
wallowing.
you are soundbited.
yeah, we
You're a
got
sound
that.
bit.
We
Little
don't,
bit.
look, I got to run the whole show. I can't be doing sound bites the whole time. What do you want? You want the Shining or the Apple thing? You seemed excited about the Apple thing.
Yeah, let's get into technology. Why
All
not?
right. It's fascinating because they got like a serious smackdown. I don't know if you remember that Apple had an injunction against Samsung for copyright infringement.
Yes.
And
Yes.
the UK judge,
Nerd time.
they finally and they had the injunction, and it was like you can't sell these in the UK, which I thought was very surprising.
Yeah.
There's only so many ways to build a tablet, but I guess Samsung picked the wrong way. Which
true.
I'm a fan of Apple, and they did right with it. But once you've done it, it's like what else
gonna
are you
have
gonna do?
knockoffs.
How else can you make a tablet
Right.
if not using that? There's only so many ways to make a form factor that's a screen that you can touch.
Right. Like Sony can't be like, hey, RCA, your TV is the same shape as ours. Like,
Yeah.
Like, come on.
I mean, there's only so much you can do. But anyway, whatever. That litigation over, the punishment. I thought this was very odd, and this has got to be embarrassing. The punishment is that Apple has to publish advertisements saying Samsung did not steal from us. Like flat out has to put it.
That's like the kid that has to stand outside a store that he stole from and wear a sign.
Yeah. They have to pay for notices in the Financial Times, the Daily Mail, Guardian Mobile Magazine, and T3, and I guess they have to air a TV commercial. So it's like they have to be like, okay, Samsung didn't steal from us. What's that? I didn't steal. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you, Apple. They didn't steal from us.
Right.
Who didn't? Samsung. They didn't copy us.
Let
It
me
is.
ask
It's
you,
like it's a sort of an embarrassing.
what was it about
now? Go
their
out there and
tablet?
tell everybody. What's
what
that?
was it about their tablet that Apple
It was
not
cool like
with?
basically the same size, form factor, rounded corners, black bezel, metal back. I mean,
Yeah. So that's probably the metal back.
It basically,
right? That's probably what sold
I
it.
mean, honestly, it did look almost identical, but at the same
Right.
time, it's like, how many ways can you make a fucking screen you hold in your hand and touch with your fingers?
Sure.
It's so fucking thin-skinned as a thing. Do you know what I mean? I feel like I don't know if the corporate titans were always so like, hey, you building a fucking car that's like our car? Like, go, how dare you? Go fucking apologize and all
Oh,
the fucking...
you
got
use
4
4
wheels.
wheels. Yeah. Oh. You idiot. Use the Mr. Bean car with the 3 wheels.
But I mean, like, I feel like if that's like if Tesla went out every day being like, Edison, how dare you? Fucking...
Well, it's weird
I
because
guess
it's like
he just accepted the fact that he was
usually
crushed.
these kind of lawsuits, these weird patent like, oh, you're stealing from us lawsuits come from the one on like a sore loser. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like I could see Samsung trying to sue Apple, but Apple's like so far ahead of Samsung. It's ridiculous as far as like tablet sales.
Samsung's
It's
not even
the
tablets.
same chart.
App sales as well too. When you fucking have a
Right,
tablet,
right.
what are you gonna do with it? You know what I mean? In terms of developers that
what
want to work with
I'm
you.
saying that if you compare, like, Apple sells more iPads in a day than Samsung has ever sold in the history of their tablets. So it's like, why try to get an injunction? Why not just make your shit? Let me continue what you're doing. Like, just focus on that. Don't put any resources into this.
I may be playing devil's advocate, but maybe they're like, there are a lot of companies making tablets now, and we don't like it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they're like, we want to put our foot down and make sure that they know that we're still the big dogs, and like we,
oh, don't get me
we'll
wrong.
fuck.
Samsung has been shameless about stealing. I mean,
Right.
their icons on their tablet, like the icons they use for their apps, their native apps, are fucking identical. It's ridiculous to see it. So yes, they've definitely done some stealing, but
also it seems
But
like
also, it's like it's kind of petty.
total
Like,
bully move. Yeah.
like whatever. So
I feel like there are better
you're
ways.
not very you're making a shitty knockoff.
I
Go
guess the
ahead.
thing too about that is like, I guess I understand the whole like the patent battle. I feel like has become out of control in terms of
Hate
tech
the
companies
patents,
where
bro.
they're
Hate
just fucking
patents.
just patent lawsuit after patent lawsuit
Yeah.
of everything.
They're retarded.
I feel like if I ran this corporate technological behemoth that was at the cutting edge of technology and the 21st century and laying down all these different centerpieces of day-to-day life and such, you could find so many better ways to just issue a epic fuck you to your competition as opposed to a petty lawsuit. Do you know what I mean? You could just be like, I'm buying up I'm just building a university of engineers and we're just coding all day. And we're just going to code the fucking greatest thing in the world. And then I'm just going to fucking ruin your share price. Like you have like the ability to just crush people's emotional core in the grandest way possible.
Well, the thing is, they're probably doing that, but they're also like, well, we're also going to take your lunch money too.
Yeah, and they did. They got an injunction, and it was like,
We're gonna ruin your life, and also you can't buy lunch today.
Right? Like right as you we got to leave $7 on your card. Oh, but the sandwich costs $8.
yeah.
so here's a
Just eat the card, you fuckers.
Here's a quick visual example of a Samsung phone next to the iPhone.
Okay,
You can see how like
no, Mitch. Look, the
no.
white,
I'm
the
not
white
talking about the
squares
hardware.
are at
I'm not
the
talking
top.
I'm not talking about the hardware. I'm just saying, like, as an example, like this
Okay,
is
okay.
not the phone Samsung was making before Apple brought out the iPhone.
Right.
So I apologize to people home that can't see this right now, but whatever.
They
know
look
what?
identical.
You can just do a Google image search for Samsung Apple, and you'll see left and right.
Sorry.
Now I'll show you a picture of their tablet next to Apple's tablet, so you can see that basically. And again, there's not many ways you can do the form factor. I'm not defending Samsung per se, but
I love the big or in the middle of that picture. Or skeptical question mark.
now they have more buttons at the bottom, but effectively
smaller
it's
screen.
smaller screen, but effectively the design is the same. It's a rounded corner, black bezel, touch screen
You know what
device you
I
hold in your
have to
hand.
think
But
of,
really,
though,
what can you do?
When I hear this,
You gonna put sharp corners and cut motherfuckers, or what?
I'm curious
So,
now if
I don't know.
Apple has sued every phone commercial, especially print ads that have a picture of a phone that's that generic iPhone, And I mean, everyone knows what that phone is. Everyone knows exactly what that phone is, but you've genericized it enough so that it's not an iPhone or whatever.
Right.
But are they suing those motherfuckers? Because if you're not suing those motherfuckers, why are you going after Samsung?
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Because those are the real grimy in the streets every day, really nickel and diming you out everything.
I mean, to be fair, I remember reading this whole expose of the Samsung Corporation like a few years ago, and like Samsung's just not like I used to be a big fan of Samsung, but they are just not good people. They're just they're run by like basically the Japanese mob. Like they're just they basically look at markets and go, oh, we can make a couple of those and let's strong arm and then they'll hire some thugs to it's fucked up. The fucked up shit that they do in the backroom deal.
Samsung. We are here to kill you.
I just want to go on
So
record.
forth.
I did not make any jokes about the Japanese mafia.
Futernick.
I just want to point that out
Futernick.
now.
I did,
That was
I did.
all Futernick.
Come at me, motherfuckers.
Oh shit, he just threw it down.
Not on-
Episode 71
not
of
on
Straight
this-
Riffin will be
not on
known.
this podcast, they don't.
I'm not scared.
The sun rises.
Also,
in the
this
east.
Halloween, apparently, that they're going to release a Shining with 24 extra minutes, which is surprising because it's hard for me to believe that Kubrick was like, "Oh, I'm holding on to these 24 until
Yeah.
after I die." Like a
That is not
decade
very
after I
Kubrickian.
die.
There are very few people I feel like who have that foresight, and that I feel like needs to be named after Mark Twain. Who, if he, you know what I'm saying? You gotta be a real special person to be like, no, don't release my fucking memoirs until 100 years after my death, when y'all motherfuckers might have a chance at appreciating them. Maybe.
Right.
Right. Okay. Ready for some Google Feud?
Oh yeah, we're doing it.
Yeah.
All
Because
right.
he mentioned it earlier about the Okay, you remember Family Feud, right?
Oh,
Where
one
they
of my favorites.
they'd basically give a survey question and ask the people on the street.
Yes.
Instead, we do survey partial sentences, and we ask Google to fill in the rest of the sentence for
You can
us.
flip through some previous examples there, as Mitch tells you.
I'll
about.
give you a real-time example that we always use. Why does my girlfriend, right, would be a partial sentence, right? So as I type in why does my girlfriend, you see hate me, piss me off, get jealous, love me, etc., etc.
Yeah,
so there's
yeah.
10 that come up. So you guess 3 of those 10. And you get to come up with the first partial sentence to type into Google.
Let's do where do I find?
Where
Okay.
do I find? Okay.
Okay.
That works. I like it. And at the end of this song, the round is over and you'll have to put down your pen. Yeah, I know. 20 seconds.
Got it. Got it. Riffopolis. I'm coming for the crown, baby. I'm coming for it. Run, tell, dat.
5 seconds.
Two hearts. All right. All right. All right. Hey.
All right.
You only get 3. How many?
Okay.
I'm gonna get 3.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did we not tell you? I think you went for 10. That's okay.
He's got to make some
So
math
start
points.
with pick 3 out of that. Where do I find Futernick? We'll start with you.
I said prostitutes.
Okay.
Going out on a ledge here.
Okay.
You got to
Food.
tap into the inner Google mind. Food.
So
okay.
prostitutes, food, and the ocean.
Okay. All right. Teddy, I know you're still making a board.
Yes. Excuse me.
Yet again, drawing too many columns.
I've got it. Hey, maybe. Where do I find my keys?
Ooh, good one.
Where do I find a job? Where do I find my real dad?
Son of a bitch. See, you can get 2 points if it's funny. Motherfucker. All right. Where do I find someone who will love me? Where do I find peace of mind? Some artists thought that rhymed and went with it, I guarantee you. And where do I find a new friend? I had nothing. I ran out of ideas at the end. So I'm just hoping one of those on there. Where do I find my IP address, my Apple ID, coal in Minecraft, diamonds in Minecraft? People are really into Minecraft. Page of jewel crafting, clay in Minecraft, my routing number, my web key, page of blacksmithing. Where do I find Chuck Norris?
Page of blacksmithing.
I probably another Minecraft reference. Man,
Yo.
we all lost on that one.
Yo,
Teddy's got 2
Jesus.
points.
Chuck Norris? Say
Man.
word. Who is looking for Chuck Norris like that? Where do I find Chuck Norris? Please.
I have to find him.
And enough people have turned to the internet like, where is Chuck Norris? Please.
As I was typing that in, I saw the word Bane come up, and I was going to start doing those, but then I thought, no, wait, there's probably spoiler alerts if we even search something.
I have not yet seen.
We say nothing.
Well, I'm missing out, sir.
Say some real good cinema. Okay.
Thankfully, Teddy saw it last night, so I could talk to him the whole car ride over about it. Because I was like, none of my friends have seen it. I can't talk to anybody. Like, I got out of the theater. That's the problem with seeing something opening day, I figured out. Like, I got out of the theater at God, it was close to 11 o'clock. Even though I went in at 8, I got out of the theater, and I was like, oh, fuck. I can't talk to anybody about this. I was so pissed.
Yeah.
I had so many questions, so many things I wanted to talk about. Nobody to talk to about it.
I got you covered.
I just had to go home and jerk off and be in shame.
It's like
What you
saving
got,
someone's
Teddy? What's
life and nobody knows.
What you got?
Lately, I
Oh shit!
I'm gonna hit you real hard. I'm gonna hit you real deep
Lately,
in the subcockles.
let me just make sure. I
Oh, come on!
can't
now.
imagine.
Come on.
Hold
now.
on, I think I just typed lately. Oh, lately, Yep.
Yep. Yeah, buddy.
Okay, we're good.
Let's go.
All right, here we go.
Oh shit.
Shit, 8 seconds.
Oh, got it. Got it. Got it.
Ah!
I'm in. I'm in.
Jesus. All right, Teddy, go ahead. Lately,
Lately, I feel like nothing is real. Lately, I feel like someone is watching me.
Oh, that's a good one.
And lately, I am starting to feel adopted.
My first one is overly long. Lately, I find myself wondering, who am I? What's the point? Do they still make Count Chocula?
Yeah, that's good.
All right.
That's good.
Lately, I spent so much time writing that.
Yeah.
I was like scribbled my last two. Lately, I masturbate a lot more.
Oh, okay.
Or actually, I have just masturbate a lot. So maybe I should stick with that
Yeah, I
because
think
it's
you'll
shorter.
stick with that. I think it's more accurate.
Masturbate a lot. And overeat.
Ooh, solid.
Okay.
Good. Mine are lately I am getting sicker for all those people out there with diseases.
Shout out to my disease, folks.
Shout out to all my diseased peeps. Lately I feel like going to Fatburger.
Ooh, solid.
I haven't been there in forever.
Fatburger is fucking hefty.
I fucking lived for that when I
That is
moved here, but
hefty.
I haven't been.
There's one right around the corner from my house. It's
Silver
bad
Lake.
news. Bad news.
Yeah, Silver Lake, Los Feliz.
And
yeah.
lately I am looking more like my father.
Ooh.
That is good. That's probably gonna be on there. Lately, I been hard to reach. Don't think you at all. Think of you at all lyrics. Lately, I've been thinking about you, baby. Lately, I've been craving more lyrics. Lately, I've been feeling kind of strange. Lately, I can't have relationships. Lately, I've been hard to reach, Eminem. Lately, I had the strangest feeling lyrics. Lately, I've been hard to reach too long on my own. Lately, I haven't been hungry. Fuck!
Because I'm getting sicker. Because I have a disease.
Yo, you didn't put enough words in, son. You
God
didn't put
damn
enough
it.
Words in.
Finish the thought.
The lately, I haven't been hungry. And I went with lately, I overeat. If I'd have gone the other
Ooh,
route,
gone the
I'd
other
have been
way.
fine. Ugh.
That was good.
You got your... Damn, son.
Uh,
All right.
okay.
All right, here we go, Mitch. What you got? What you got, Mitch?
It's time to.
Oh, is it on there? Did you check it out?
I don't know. I don't imagine it isn't on there. It's time to. Yes. You're good.
Got it. I'm gonna win this bitch right now.
Shit.
Got it. Oh. Got it. I'm in it. I'm in it to win, motherfuckers. I'm in it to win. Mitch, what you got?
It's time to riff the fuck on.
Oh.
Fingers crossed that comes up.
Oh,
I don't know if I get any points for it.
Ew.
Start the music.
Ooh, it's
Light the lights.
It's good.
It sounds like a Yanni album.
Light the lights, live from the Acropolis.
I will explain shortly thereafter.
I have It's Time to Get My Life Together.
Oh, solid.
Snap.
It's time
Solid.
to finally ask that girl out.
Ooh.
And it's time to dance.
Oh, snap. That is.
He might clean up
I'm
here.
telling you.
Okay.
good.
I thought, like, it's
Feeling
time to
good.
hit the gym would also probably. I should have gone with that.
Oh, damn. It's all coming out right now. It's time to boogie.
Oh.
Ooh.
It's time to be free.
I guess I got to give you 2 points for that.
That's 2 points.
And it's time to diversify your portfolio, bitch.
With Wu-Tang Financial.
Yeah. So, what we got here?
It's time to begin, isn't it? Begin, isn't it? Lyrics. Say goodbye. Quit the Catholic Church. Duel. Go too short lyrics. Meet the Muppets in lyrics. Give in, isn't it? Time to party lyrics.
Of course.
Party lyrics.
Oh.
Lyrics.
Lyrics.
Which we had a big discussion about that before. You did have to include the word lyrics in there.
I'll include lyrics.
Although I think you won this simply by jokes.
I did it. Jokes and jokes and
Son
jokes.
of a bitch.
And
You motherfucker, you.
You won with humor.
All right, Mr. Futernick, where can the people find you?
Oh, it might be easier to just Google my name. It's David, as in David, and Futernick.
Not Goliath?
F-U-T, not Goliath. Futernick is spelled Futernick.
And you're on the Twitter,
I'm on the
David
Twitter.
Futernick.
I got the Tumblr. I'm at davidfuternick.com. I've got a soul music blog
Hey.
Oh, I thought you
called
were just
Holy Soul.
telling me that you had a soul.
I was born with
the
a
best
soul.
plug ever. I got a
I've also-
Tumblr. I got a Facebook. I got a soul. Soul.
I know a lot of you motherfuckers don't have that last one.
I exist. I breathe.
Last few of your
I
guests
got
don't
a
show
bed
up
I
in the mirror.
sleep in at night, my own bed. I paid for that. Went to IKEA. What's up?
I have a
yes.
reflection.
Yeah, and you can always just search me on collegehumor.com.
Got
Yeah.
any projects or anything coming up people should look out for?
Just wrapped a short film this weekend called Objects in the Rear View, which hopefully is going to make some festival rounds. And
Oh, nice.
you can always find me at channel101.com. And every month we do the Channel 101 screening. It's the last Saturday of every month at the Downtown Independent. So come out and see
Now,
some-
what's on Channel 101?
Channel 101 basically is set up as 10 5-minute shows screen at 8 and 10 o'clock, and the audience votes which 5 return. So 5 are returning shows, 5 are pilots, and they're 5-minute, usually comedy.
So the return, you do another episode of that.
Exactly.
Nice. I
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Where do
It's
you
a lot of fun.
actually
It's
do the
free.
live show?
This is at the Downtown Independent on Main Street in downtown Los Angeles.
Nice.
And it's totally free, and 2 Tecates for $6.
Hey.
And
Sounds like a
yeah,
party.
come out and enjoy some awesome work.
Nice. I like it.
Yeah,
Sounds
yeah.
good. Tedrick.
Oh, man. Just in these streets. Just
Really?
Running them.
No shows?
I think I got a men's club show coming up at the Improv Sunday night.
Sunday? All
I'm
right.
not sure exactly, though. But, you know, holler at your boy on the Twitter.
Come see the Sammy Davis Jr. of the men's club.
Yeah, man. Sheboygan.
I
Mitch?
got tomorrow night at the Palms Bar with Tanya Estrada and Jose Chavez,
Jose Chavez!
which makes it now sound like it's a Latin flavor night. But
Flavor.
there's cupcakes and pizza, so that's cool
Why
with
you
your
trying to
comedy.
say, you say Latinos and Latinas don't like cupcakes and pizza?
Nope, merely also saying that there is cupcakes and pizza in addition to the spicy hot Latina and
All you
Latino
Mexicans
flavor.
out there will be pizza and cupcakes.
Yeah. Just
I
to
was
offset.
on the fence before then, but now I'm going to go.
For all my white people out there that are like, is it going to be a Latin flavor show? No. Cupcakes and pizza.
To
All you racist people out
right,
there,
to
don't
all-
worry.
I like how like both sides are like very weary for different things. Like,
Yeah.
To all the white people, no, don't worry. There's cupcakes and pizza. To all the
be safe.
Mexicans,
But
don't
for
worry.
all the
there's-
Latin flavor people, there will be 2 Latin flavors there, at least. And
Well,
for the
that's
gay
good.
people, it's at a gay bar. So
I would say
we're
maybe
just
for
hitting
the
all of them.
cupcake.
And then
Yeah.
Saturday at Formosa in West Hollywood.
Formosa Cafe.
That's why I thought you were going to be hosting that one, but I guess not.
Maybe.
Okay. Well, maybe
might be.
Teddy will be there.
I might be at Formosa Cafe Saturday night, bitches. You won't know till it's showtime.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us, David. Thank you for joining us,
my pleasure.
Riffalonians out there in Riffopolis. We'll be back again next week. And
Good night, bitches.
Thanks for listening to Straight Riffin'. You can catch all past and future episodes of Straight Riffin' on the official website riffin.net, riffin.net. Keep in mind, we do air live every Monday night from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Pacific Time. That's 10 p.m. to midnight for you East Coasters. You can actually watch that right on Facebook, on our fan page, Facebook.